Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
Yes, yes, yes. We are back. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. And what a day to return. It's going to be the fastest 4 hours, fully loaded 4 hours that you've ever been a part of. Kyle, thank you for holding it down while I've been out. And to everyone, I'll get into all the thank yous as we get through this show. And there's a lot that's going to happen on today's show. Number one, sitting to my right, just like I talked about in the crosstalk with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross, and of course, Chris Verlot. Henry Turner, the high flyer, joins us for the first hour. Henry, how's it going?
Oh, man, I'm excited. We here.
We are here.
And it's back. It's back, bro. We are back in the building. Basketball, the NBA, we are rocking and rolling, man. Media day here and see these new guys, and I can't wait.
No, I think the biggest thing when you look at Media Day is a word that I talk about a lot, and it's hope. Right, there's a lot of hope on Media Day.
Yeah.
No, there hasn't been one game played, right? You can look at the Vegas win totals and all that stuff, but on this day, when you see your team walking around and taking pictures, Henry, I remember last season. I know you remember too when DeRozan was in the building and everything they had going on. And somebody puts out the question, how many wins for this team? And a lot of people were excited. I do think it's going to be a different feel this season just based on how things have changed. But I also think it's going to be a bit refreshing, right? Doug Christie, his first opportunity to get a training camp going into the season, his first media day as a head coach. We've had him as an interim head coach for so long. He hasn't really got to do any of the beginning of the season things. So it's going to be different than last season, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
You know, first of all, let's put it out there. I am first team all Doug Christie. You know, I salute DC. One of the hardest working guys in the business.
Right.
You know, I tell you what, you know, at the end of the day, you know, and I hope that this is not the situation, but what if Doug doesn't succeed, it's not going to be with him not working his butt off.
Right.
I mean, when it comes down to, you know, being in here, being diligent, working hard, they got the right guy at the helm.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, and we have got to see his rise throughout the last couple years here, so that's been a lot of fun to just diagnose. The other thing, as we discuss Doug Christie, we're going to have some new Kings, some Kings that have been on the squad, some vets. So if you are new to how Media Day typically works and you're just now tuning in, we appreciate you tuning in. Basically, we're going to hit the 11 o'clock mark, and that's where these guys are going to be doing a lot of different activities with the social team and all the other teams that have their PR teams, and they're going to make their way over to our table. We got some questions for them, so it's going to be a lot of fun. You never know who's going to pop up. You never know what coach is going to pop up. You never know what player is going to pop up. So a lot to get to throughout the next 4 hours. And, of course, I'm kind of burying the lead here because we're getting right on into it because it is a media day. But, yes, I am back from my paternity leave. Thank you for all the thank you for all the well wishes from everyone. Baby number 2 is doing well. She is off to the races. No baby races quite yet, but it's been a lot of fun. Sleep, I don't know what that is. So I'm definitely ready to be back and excited that my first day back is here for Media Day. So just real quick, just throughout the rest of the sports world, because this is going to be a very Kings-heavy show, of course. I don't know what it is with the Giants, but they love to break news right when the Kings have Media Day. They did the same thing last season, and now this season the Giants do fire manager Bob Melvin. The Giants with a really rough stretch to end the season, and there just was not really a lot of options that they had. And now they go into this offseason. Obviously, Bruce Bochy, his contract is up. That's what Carmichael Dave was talking about in the morning show. So we'll see what happens there. But the Giants, they had a chance and were just unable to get it done. And they're at home just like the rest of us as the MLB playoffs get started. Also, Niners, look, there's some fans of this show, High Flyer, Raider fans, Niner fans. This is a day where nobody's happy. This is the Monday where you can't talk trash to your friend that's a Raider fan.
Right.
You can't talk trash to your friend that's a Niner fan. You can't talk trash to anybody. 2 rough games, and it just The NFL is very confusing. I'm not in a Survivor League, but I think yesterday's games would have destroyed a lot of Survivor Leagues. The Giants beating the Chargers.
Right.
Just a crazy, crazy start to the NFL season.
You know, I'm always the guy that roots for the underdog because I like parity. You know, I really hate when, you know, you just have your teams dominating. You know, back when the Patriots they just dominated the NFL. You know, back when the Niners they run, they dominated. I like parity, man. I like seeing other teams come up and play well. You know, Chicago's playing well now. I like what Detroit is doing.
Yeah.
You know, the Lions ain't been relevant since, forever. So I like seeing that these teams are getting better, man, to where you just can't walk out and say, okay, that team's going to win, this team's going to win. I got them by 10, I got them by 7. I like it when it's upsets like that.
Yeah, and I don't know how Draper ain't here, but I don't know how those Eagles continue. They can't keep getting away with this, yet they do over and over again. But real quick, what you had to say just about the parity and how things are changing a bit. I said this, and I didn't take any pride. I didn't want to say this, but this is just how I felt. A couple years, it wasn't even last year. It was a couple years ago when the Niners went to the Super Bowl. I'm there at the NFC Championship game, and I'm trying to pay attention to the Ravens Chiefs, right? And Zay Flowers fumbled that ball, and the Ravens ultimately lose, and then the Chiefs go on to win the Super Bowl. I said, look, man, obviously his career is not over, and he is a heck of a player during the regular season. But I said at that point, I think the window might have closed for the Ravens. Not that you can't reopen it, but now you're sitting here, you're 1-3. I know there's no Joe Burrow in that division, so they're not necessarily done, but I'm looking at Lamar thinking that was the year. And I know Niner fans probably feel the same way about getting to all those Super Bowls. But when you got your window, and we could even bring it back to the Kings, you know, they had that window with De'Aaron and things like that. So you miss your window, Coach. It's hard to reopen it.
You know, and that's exactly true. When you have your window for greatness, because you understand when it's there, and you do know right there at its peak. You know, we're talking football, but like you said, it's in basketball, it's in baseball. You know, you want to bring it back home with the Sacramento Kings. The Kings had their window in Dallas right when Chris Webber went down. That was their window. They were playing their best basketball. So, you know, it's tough, man. You see it, you're right there, you're reaching for it, then all of a sudden something happens to where you come up short.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because there's a difference between a window and I guess you could say a window stopper. So yesterday the meme that was going around everywhere was James Harden in a Lamar Jackson jersey, and people basically saying Lamar is the James Harden of basketball, which is interesting because when I look at James Harden, I don't even know if they had a window just because they had to come up against the Warriors with Kevin Durant. So I don't know what I guess when Chris Paul got hurt and they had that one season where they were up, 3-2, and they couldn't do it there. But there's some situations where you have a window and it's on you. Then there's other situations where, look, man, it's just a rough go right now. There's just too many people in your way.
Okay, I'll keep it in basketball terms. It's kind of like in the 80s when you had to go through L.A. Magic and Showtime. I don't care how good you were. It just wasn't happening.
Right.
You know, and then you go to the 90s. Indiana Pacers had to be the second best team in basketball, but they had to go through Chicago with Mike. It's not happening.
No.
You know?
No.
Yes, you have a hell of a window, but it's not happening. You know, think about this. The New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing years, had some of the best teams, played great basketball, but they had to see Mike. They had to go through Mike. You know, same thing in football. When you know, you had to go through Brady. It wasn't going to happen. And then you go back to Montana in his days when they had their run. You had to go through those guys. And then when you have those teams that are dynasties, those teams that for some reason, they're able to put it together for years. The San Antonio Spurs. You know, you had to go through Pop and the Black Cloud. That was tough, man, even if you had a good basketball team.
And, you know, you bring up a good point because I think that is why certain fans might not be thrilled with what the Kings are doing. But it is interesting because the West as a whole is strong. But at the same time, I don't know that OKC is any of those teams that you just mentioned, the West is really competitive right now. But I don't know if there's a big dog that, hey, we'll see y'all in a couple years. There are opportunities.
Right.
It's just there are a lot of good teams. Whitey Gleason said this to me last season, and I said, Whitey, this has got to be one of the best Western Conferences, I don't want to say in history, but in a really long time. And Whitey said, I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is there are a lot of good teams. I don't know how many great or elite teams there are. I think that OKC probably crossed over into that after winning, but I still don't look at OKC as, hey man, nobody's getting by them.
Right. You still look at them as they have a dynasty.
Right.
You know, they could.
Right.
They could.
Yes.
They got the makings of it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like, oh yeah, they're the front runners right now? Because when you look at the West, I'm looking at what Houston has.
Mm-hmm.
What Houston has is very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when you have a coach like Ime Udoka, you have good young players like Houston have. You have a very good center and Şengün. We know the point guard went down, but they're going to try to fix that. But when you add a Kevin Durant, see, that's an X factor.
Mm-hmm.
When you can add, you have a soup.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go out and you grab a Kevin Durant, that changes the game.
Right.
Okay? And then let's skip right on down the road a little bit and look at Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They're not complete. You got AD. If AD can stay healthy, that's the number one thing for them.
Yeah.
All right? Now, you got some very good complementary players around AD. If and when Kyrie Irving comes back, that changes the game. And then you got a young Cooper Flag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the number one pick. They have a good mixture to have a good roof or gumbo.
Right. Yes.
Right? They have a mixture to have a good roof. And then, you know, Golden State's still there.
Yeah,
they
Denver
make
gets
a
Cam
noise.
Johnson.
Denver can make a little noise. You know, it's just a lot of good teams in the West.
Yeah.
And the Clippers supposed to be halfway decent, you know. And then I don't even talk about L.A. I always lead them off. I always lead them off. I don't ever even say anything about L.A. But, you know, just very good basketball team.
Yeah, and the Timberwolves as well with Anthony Edwards, and they're always in the mix, and they had a good run last season. Yeah, I think what's funny about having this conversation is that in a weird way, we're almost arguing, maybe not on purpose, but we're almost arguing why there was a decision, or it felt like there was a decision internally for the Kings to not blow everything up. Because there's one team in OKC, everybody else is – there are a lot of really good teams, but there's no Michael Jordan Bulls, right? There's no Kevin Durant Warriors. There's no team like that right now, and you never know what could happen. I mean, you never wish, obviously, injuries on anybody, but you get throughout this season and you look around at what Zach LaVine did. So, by the way, just to pull back the curtain a little bit, when we do get the players, I believe it's going to be like last season where Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross will get some players, and that will air tomorrow. I'm still waiting to find out my list, but if I do get to talk to Zach LaVine, you look at a guy like Zach LaVine, right, and everybody's going to go back and talk about the contract. But this dude, coming off of those injuries, almost put up a 50-40-90 season, right? He was 50-40-80 from the free throw line. On top of that, he got traded midseason. They had a baby in the middle of the season.
Right.
All this stuff going on, and he was the same exact player in Chicago as he was in Sacramento, and on top of the fact that they kind of asked him to handle the rock a little bit more, and you start to look at some of the pieces that the Kings have, and I do think it's getting to the point where, I don't know if underrated is the term, but they are a bit more of a footnote, right, than I think maybe they should be. I'm not sitting here saying that they're going to be top 5 in the West, anything like that, but yeah, I do think it's getting to a level of, all right, let's not act like there's no talent on this team here.
No. The team definitely has talent, you know. But in the West, it's so crazy because, you know, Sacramento's a small market team, and small market teams really don't have the chance to bring big time free agents, man. And it's just been proven.
Right.
So more so of, you know, looking at teams saying they won't spend money. That's not the case here. They will spend the money, but it's all about what you're going to get out there and who wants to come here. I mean, the players have all the say-so nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, a player be like, no, I'm not going there, and no, I'm not going there. You're not trading me there. We see what's going on right down the road.
Yeah.
No, you're not trading me there. So, you know, they have a lot of pull. So in this organization, it has to be almost homegrown.
Yeah.
You got to draft right. You got to get guys in here, and you have to cultivate talent. That's why it takes a lot of work when you're a small market team.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is the question of whether or not to hit that reset button. And some fans want to do it, some fans don't want to do it. A day like today, like I said, it's one of the most hope-filled days of the whole season. You ain't lost a game, you ain't won a game yet, but you ain't lost a game yet either. Everybody's the same in the standings, which is funny that you bring up down the road. And I've been gone for a little bit, but now that I'm back, y'all know the Kuminga talk is going to heat back up. It's so interesting, and we're going to talk about it even more on the other side, but it is so interesting to me, the decision that they made. Now, he's not going to be there. Right, and Coach, I know, Henry, I know that you have obviously had a couple stints with the Kings and things like that. Just to talk about the beginning of a season or when you first join a team and how hopeful you are at the beginning of that season or when you start with that team, and to have that kind of hijacked and do it to yourself, that makes no sense to me.
You know, as a player, media day is special. And I will say this, especially when you're a young player or it's your first year in that city. You know, when you're a veteran, let's say right now, Sabonis is like, media day, okay, let's hurry up and get this over with. You know, hey, I'd have been there, I'd have done that. You guys took thousands of pictures.
Right.
There isn't any question that you can ask me that I haven't had come through tenfold.
Right.
But I tell you what, when you get the knee clippers out here, and you know, just say all the new players and the new acquisitions of people that's coming in that's just starting to understand Sacramento and meet the media, this is great.
Right.
This is great. Now, when you talk about what's going on down the road a little bit, this is kind of a I'm a force your hand type situation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what's going on. I don't want to be involved. Either you pay me or let me go, but I'm not going to be the one that's going to come in and play ball. I'm going to ruffle feathers.
Right.
Tried to play ball early on.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So now we got to play hardball, and here we are.
Yeah. Talk about letting him play ball. They wouldn't let him play nothing. They had him on the bench.
Right.
They had him on the bench the whole time.
And you know, Styles, that's very peculiar to me because I definitely watched them, man, because I was thinking about how are they going to, go through the playoffs or whatever. And when they ran up against Minnesota, Steph wasn't there. Don't know what happened to Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets went to a shell.
Yeah.
Because you actually thought he was going to put on a Superman cape and save them.
Right.
Draymond's Draymond.
Right.
Right? And they needed that one player to step up to be that alpha guy. And when they put Kuminga in the game, bro, he stood out.
Yeah.
He was the only one that was able to go get his own bucket. And I'm like, why isn't this guy playing more? But it's something else. Can't put your finger on it, but it's something else going on in that organization to where it's a rift. Don't know. I don't have no people down there. I can't call and say what's happening. But just me being an analyst and looking from the outside in and saying, does this kid deserve minutes?
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. And you look around. It's so funny. I saw yesterday somebody said the craziest part of this whole thing is that Kuminga is essentially what the Warriors currently need, right? Is what they're asking for back in a deal. Obviously, you want everybody to shoot threes at a higher clip, but you're looking around. Hey, give us back a young talent. Hey, give us back somebody that can compete defensively. They keep asking for give us back a first rounder.
Right.
They keep asking for things that they already have in Kuminga, but maybe it's too far gone out the window.
I don't know it's such a quandary that's happening down there. Because when you look at his talents, they stand out glaringly. And then, he has some cons to his game also.
Yeah.
And, Golden State is really pushing those about throwing it out there in the media, but not really accepting it when offers put on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the crazy thing. They throwing it out there in the media like, okay, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do this,
don't want
he
to
doesn't
rebound.
do that. He don't want to rebound,
this.
he don't want to defend. He's all about him on the offensive end. But then when it comes down to negotiating something for him, he does this.
Yeah,
they're looking over those things they just said.
Yeah, it's like it's the same as you have a car and you're always complaining to your buddy about the car. and then you go to sell the car, and when the buddy says, okay, I'll give you this, you say, whoa.
Yeah.
It's worth more than that. It's like, well, you've been telling me all this bad stuff about the car the whole time.
Exactly. You're crying that the CD skips.
Track 5 won't play.
Right.
But you want to keep the price at this point. Yeah, it's funny, and obviously there's a connection to the Kings. There's been this connection this whole time. I saw a lot, and it's honestly, it's almost too much to keep up with. But with some of the smaller deals they did, there were a bunch of deals that went through or almost went through yesterday with Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton, the whole crew that had just been, I always joke, they're just waiting in a room for Kuminga to make a decision. So all that stuff came out yesterday. I still don't even know if it is fully and officially done until this Kuminga thing is done. I know Wednesday is the day he's got to make a decision. But from what I did see as far as the reports, apparently them deciding to go through with these signings from the Horfords and the DeAnthony Meltons lowers what they can even offer Kuminga, which now changes how they maybe would even approach a sign and trade. So long-winded way of saying that it feels like because of those signings yesterday, the sign and trade, the possible Malik, but whatever it is, apparently it's really done this time.
Let's look at it this way. This is the thing that really has me puzzled about the whole scenario, because Golden State doesn't play him. Apparently, they don't want him. They want to push him away, right? But the whole league has been in a standstill, waiting to see what that dude is doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait a minute. This team is trying to throw the dude away. They don't want him. They just swept him under the rug.
Yeah.
But he got to have something, because the whole league is not making a move until he decides what's going on.
Yeah. Yep. It has taken over the summer, and personally for me, I didn't mind it one bit. I'll take all the content because everybody, Alan, what you can talk about in the summer? I know one thing that's just not going away, and it's been this Kuminga stuff. So, going back to media day and how that feels again, when we figure out if I'm going to, if I have Zach LaVine or whoever it is, even from a Malik Monk standpoint, Malik Monk, somebody that, a couple seasons ago, he was right there for Sixth Man of the Year. So much happened this past season. And as he kind of gets a little bit older and becomes even more of a veteran in this league, how this season or how this offseason differed from seasons of the past, because this is the first time, new GM, new coach, in trade talks, basically from, I always joke, from the time the confetti hit the floor in OKC,
right,
there were trade talks. So, Malik, obviously professional, he's been around and he knows, but
I will say this about Malik Monk.
Yeah.
This is the year you have to put on your big boy pants if you're Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Okay, understanding that he got paid, he got the contract he wanted. Now it's all about the business. It's about business now because, like you said, Malik Monk had a great year, Sixth Man of the Year, and I thought he was still in the running for it last year.
Yeah.
He played very well.
Yeah.
For what Malik Monk did on the floor, I salute the dude. But at this particular point, it's business. It's business, man, and it's basketball. He has to understand this. And it's tough when you're a ball player, man, because like I said, I've been in that situation to where you're like, my club's supposed to want me and value me at a certain value, but then you understand that your career didn't start here.
Yeah.
And probably won't end here. So it's a business,
Right.
So you have to keep it moving.
Henry Turner joins us for the rest of this hour. When we return, more conversations. I'm going to get Henry's thoughts on that win total that they're throwing out in Vegas. I had some time off, and I decided, it's a little bit disrespectful. Don't move. More Allen Stiles coming up.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting. Just smart, local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers. AC acting up? Call Bell Brothers. Need a new system? Get $2,500 off, 0% financing, and no payments for 12 months and approved credit. Just need a tune-up? Get an $87 AC maintenance with same-day appointments. You're on time, quote up front, and fix it right. No surprises. Call Bell Brothers or book at thenosurpriseguys.com.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hey, it's Allen Stiles. Have an injury? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. And visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
We are back. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Joined by the one and only high flyer, Henry Turner. Well, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
If your nickname is High Flyer, what was in your bag of tricks when it comes to dunking?
Oh man, back when I was in my prime, my bag was unlimited.
Unlimited. Okay. Between the legs?
Oh, easy.
360.
Oh, was in game. In game. On call.
Okay. That's a high flyer.
Hey, I had a 44-inch vertical, bro. I mean, go to YouTube. Check it out. It's on there.
Yeah, I hear you. Did you ever pull off or get close to the free throw line?
No.
Okay.
You know what? I was never a long-range dunker. You know, I was always the dunker that once I got in the middle, I'm going up and over you.
Right.
For sure.
It's not a problem.
No, it ain't a problem.
It's not a problem. You know, it's funny because we were going back and forth about the NBA 2K and all the different rankings and ratings that they have. And Malik Monk, a lot of people thought that his dunking should have been rated higher because he can get after it a little bit.
Yes, Yes, he can, and very impressive dunk.
Yes, because he's an angry dunker. I think that's what I like. I like an angry dunker.
Angry dunker, yes, but he's a guard that challenges you. I love that when you have a small guard that don't mind going in there above trees and dunking that basketball.
Right. So Henry Turner joins us. We are live from Media Day. Allen Stiles. I am back from paternity leave. Thanks for all the well wishes. And this is what I wanted to talk about, Henry. The Kings win total, 34.5. That's where it has landed. There are 82 games in a season. 34.5. Look, I know we just talked about how tough the West is. I know we had these conversations. But doesn't 34.5 just feel disrespectful?
Yeah, it is. It's not going to get it there for what we need to do, man. 34 is not the number you want to hear.
Yeah.
Because 34 doesn't even get you into the play-in.
No, that's what they're saying. You 11th or 12th in the West.
Yeah. So that's not going to get it done. So it has to be better than that. You know, for this team to say, okay, you know, we're happy where we are. They got to be in the high 40s. They have to be in the high 40s.
I mean,
because think about it, 500 almost didn't get you there last year.
Right.
We're talking 500
Yeah.
You was on the bubble at
Right.
500.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're going to have to be in the high 40s to say, okay, we got something here. We just need to add a piece, tweak a little something here. 30s is not going to cut it.
Yeah. I just don't want to believe it, even though you look around, and I think the problem is those teams that were kind of automatic L's, right, in the West last season, or I should say automatic W's, when you face them, there's less of those teams. It's really just the Jazz now, because the Blazers, they showed a lot of promise at the end of the season. You can't sleep on the Blazers. Obviously, the Spurs got that one point guard. His name escapes me now, but they got Wemby and that one point guard that used to be out here in Sacramento. So those two teams have already improved, right? And obviously, like I said, the Jazz are what they are. So I think they're saying, look, man, on any given night in the West, it's just going to be a battle every night.
There are no guarantees.
Yeah.
I can tell you that now. There are no guarantees, especially if you look at the history of this team. We have been guilty of playing up to our competition, and we have been guilty of playing down to our competition.
Yeah.
So the games that we thought we were going to come into the gym and walk out with an automatic W, those were the games where this team struggled. So, you know, things like that has to change, and we just went over it. There's no gimme games in this league, man. I mean, you got to go out, you got to bust your butt every single night to get every single win. You know, because, like I said, we were talking about the parity. Now, you know, all these teams aren't loaded with 3 and 4 all-stars.
Right.
It's spread out a little bit more. You got a talented guy here, a talented guy there. Almost every team has talent. We just was going over the Kings roster.
Yeah.
They have talent. Does that equate to wins? No, it don't, because they're going to have to go out and hustle for it every single night.
Yeah, and there's been so much said about, hey, they got too many guards and how is this going to work, but the media day aspect and how excited the Maxime Reynaud's are going to be, how excited the Nick Cliffords are going to be. Before the show, me and you, we were talking about Vegas. You said you saw about 4 games out there.
Yes.
You said you saw what you needed to see. The national media, they don't like to give the Kings a lot of kudos for anything, but they're all, it feels like, in agreement that Nick Clifford is going to do some nice things for this team. How hard do you think it's going to be for Nick Clifford to crack this rotation?
He's going to have to come and work hard, man. I mean, we're guard heavy. We're definitely guard heavy. You know, it depends upon what they ask of him. You know, he seems to be a 2-3 to me.
Okay.
But are they going to sprinkle him out some one duties? You know, are they going to play small ball? And you might see him at the 4 a little bit. It just all depends upon how they utilize this young kid. But I tell you what, I was very, very impressed about what I've seen with him in Las Vegas. You know, when he first stepped on the floor, I'm looking at him. He's long, he's lean, he's athletic. And I'm looking at him like, okay, I'm looking at Neek. And I pan over and I look at Doug. I pan back and look at Neek. I pan back and I look at Doug. I'm like, this dude is Doug Christie 2.0. You know, very high basketball IQ.
Yeah.
You know, he looked like he belonged out there on the floor. He made great decisions. He took the shot when they were there.
Yeah.
And the one thing I liked about him is that he wasn't like a prototypical young guy who takes the ball, runs to the three-point line, just shoot.
Yeah.
He analyzed it. If the shot was there, he took it. If it was an angle to the basket, he was driving that ball to the basket, scoring above the rim. Love that about him. So, you know, I definitely think he's going to be a guy that can do some things for this team. Now, do you just throw him into the Wolves? I don't think so, because you got two basically big-time all-stars in that 2-3 position.
Yeah.
You got DeMar DeRozan, Mr. Walking Bucket, and then you got Zach LaVine at the 2. So it's going to be a, you know, one of those things where he's going to have to work for some minutes, but does he get some out there? I think so.
Yeah, and the reason I brought up Neek is when we're looking at these different Vegas win totals, things like that, they're not counting. How can you buck that trend? How can you be better than what you're expected to be? Well, that starts off with getting guys that are going to produce and perform at a level higher than what everyone expects. So people might like Neek Clifford, but they don't know what he's going to be. If this dude shows up, when they drafted, you know, certain guys, like Jalen Williams of the world for the Thunder, I think people thought, okay, this dude's going to be a solid player. But then when they show up and you think, oh, this guy's going to change the outlook of this team. When you look at a Neek Clifford, and I know Maxime Reynaud's second rounder, but a lot of people said he should have went. I talked to an agent out there in Vegas. They said he should have went in the first round. When you look at guys like that, that's where you can say, okay, well, this 34.5, that's just based on what Vegas is seeing from what the Kings did last season. But if somebody takes a leap, right, if one of these rookies do, Keon Ellis, if Keon Ellis from a playmaking standpoint, he says, I want to take another level as well. That is how you do things that the rest of the league doesn't see coming, and that's stuff that the odds makers don't account for. They just account for what they've seen, which is fine. But now we need somebody, and to your opinion, if you're going to get to the 40, something like that, somebody has to take, and it could be a vet. It could be a vet. It could be Zach LaVine doing it again. It could be at the addition of Dennis Schroeder. But somebody, if they're going to do what you think that they're going to have to do to get in, somebody has to be better than what everybody else thinks they're going to be.
Okay, let me put it in a crystal ball for you, because you just laid it out there great. You're right. You know, okay, Dennis Schroeder's a vet. Dennis is going to be Dennis.
Right.
Zach's going to be Zach. DeMar is going to be DeMar. Sabonis is going to be Sabonis. Okay, and Vegas knows this, and they still got him down in the 30s.
Right.
So now you got to look for the X factors to where who's going to help push these guys to that 40-plus range.
Right.
Well, Malik Monk is going to have to be Malik Monk-ish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Keon Ellis is going to have to take another step forward.
Yeah.
The biggest X factor is Keegan Murray. We're waiting for Keegan to take that next elevating jump from that rookie season, and we're going to need that offensive-minded Keegan Murray, right? Now, Neek and some of the other young players, they're going to be rookies. I never put onuses on the rookies.
Okay.
I always give them a year to learn how to be a pro.
Right.
Because just because you play professional basketball, that doesn't constitute you as being a pro.
Right.
You have to learn how to be a pro. All right? I give the rookies a pass. You know, I honestly think that the big fella Max is usable. You know, I mean, you can't teach 7 foot. Okay? No. He's 7 foot. He's long as lean. He can move.
Right.
You can utilize him. But when you start looking at some of the other guys, I think IJ. I think IJ, if Isaac Jones should come in here and give the Kings some good, valuable minutes, now you're not putting the onus on just 2 or 3 players. You got like about 7 or 8 that Doug could use to really get you to that next level, but they're going to have to play up to potential. Guys can't have down years.
Yeah.
If you had 30-something right now and you have guys that have down years, that's going to put you in a big-time deficit.
Henry Turner, one more segment with you as we are getting you ready for Media Day. It is starting to get real crowded in here. Henry's out here waving to people, different coaches walking by. We are getting you ready for the 2025-2026 season for your Sacramento Kings. When we return, ESPN cooks up their top 100. Let's talk to Henry about where they got it right and where they got it wrong for some of the Kings players. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Kohl's Friends and Family Sale is so good, you'll want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yep, the only thing you're picking up is deals. Now through Sunday, take an extra 20% off all your fall favorites. From soft throws to slow cookers, warm flannels to cozy cardigans. Plus, earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. So go ahead, let those notifications wait, because these prices won't. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 5th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since '81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's Laramie the Golden Retriever with Vince Bloom the Big Guy.
The weather's getting cooler, but at Folsom Lake Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the deals are hotter than ever.
How do you mean, Vince?
It's the Drive Into Fall event, and prices are falling like leaves on every Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram in stock. Listen.
During the Drive Into Fall event at Folsom Lake Dodge, save over $6,500 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport. That's over 17% off.
And I've got 5 at this hot deal.
Or rustle up over $10,000 off a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Over 19% off.
The Drive Into Fall at Folsom Lake Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Even Laramie knows now is the time for a deal. Right, Laramie?
At Folsom Lake Dodge.
In the Folsom Auto Mall and online at FolsomLakeDodge.com.
Wrangler includes $44.85 dealer discount plus $2,000 in national retail bonus cash. VIN SE 658348. Grand Cherokee includes $45.25 dealer discount plus $5,500 in national retail loyalty and select inventory bonus cash. VINs S8667701, 629-387, 669458. See dealer for details. Expires 9/30/25.
Shop top brand tires at Big O with the lowest tire price guarantee. Now through October 19th, get up to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nitto, Nexen, or Toyo brand tires. Installation required. Disposal fees extra. Not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. And we are joined by my guy, Henry Turner, the high flyer, 44-inch vert,
Man, I can't believe you questioned my ability.
I wasn't.
Man.
I'm
What's
not
wrong with this guy.
I was just a little curious
I'm
what
just
you had in the
saying.
bag of tricks.
Bro, whatever. Like I said, I wasn't one of those guys that would take off from the free throw line. Nah, I never could do that. But I tell you what, I can get my whole hand over top of the square.
Okay. Say less. Well, real quick, just on the dunking, what feelings do you have about the dunk contest specifically? Not the All-Star weekend, just the dunk contest. Can it be saved? We've seen some decent seasons randomly from time to time, but for the most part, it's been a bit of a letdown. Do you think it's just over? And do you blame LeBron or no?
No.
Okay.
You know what's killing it is that you have so many of these other dunk competitions that goes on, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Dunking is in the game of basketball, but being a professional dunker has went to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And you got some dudes that ain't in the NBA that's doing this professional dunking competitions. They are off the hook.
Yeah.
I mean, they are doing things that I have never seen done with a basketball. Now, they're not NBA players, but they're professional dunkers.
Yeah.
And with what we have in today's game with social media and YouTube and all these other, social media outlets, you see these dudes doing this stuff. So when you look at the NBA slam dunk competition, and part of it's on the NBA because these guys don't bring their A game, right? They look at it as this is just a vacation. I'm going to get out here and do a couple of, lackluster dunks or whatever.
Too cool for school.
Yeah, and guys going to be, ooh, No, it's not like that no more because when you got these dudes that's professional dunking and this is all they do and they're doing some amazing things, it makes the NBA dunk contest look very lackluster.
That's a really good point. And not only the different contests, but I don't know that I've heard enough people just talk about, I'm going to say it, to get off my lawn, just the idea of social media too, right? Just the idea that you can open your phone at any point and see a dunk you've never seen before.
Right.
Right? In the 90s, you had to wait for the dunk contest to see the dunking.
It.
Now you can watch it all day long.
That's it. And like I said, they got all these other dunk contests, and these dudes are professional dunkers. I mean, they are definitely pushing the envelope. That's all they do is try to come up with something extravagant, and they're very good at it.
Right.
Well, dunking is a part of an NBA game, and a lot of these things that you seeing on social media, you will never see in the NBA game.
No.
So NBA players aren't practicing that.
No.
NBA players aren't saying, okay, I got to get real creative with this dunk. They're like, no, I got to win this basketball game.
Right.
So it's starting to become really two different entities because you got professional dunkers and then you got professional players.
It's a good point because we saw it, right, with Mac McClung. Mac McClung, year after year after year, he'll bounce around from G League to G League team, but never really lock down a rotation spot. But he can dunk the you-know-what out of the ball. He can do that.
And it's some guys out there, I'm telling you, some guys out there that are professional dunkers that make him look bad.
Right.
I seen some stuff on YouTube the other day. Gary Payton did some type of basketball situation to where it was a professional dunk contest, and he was judging it. And these guys were doing some crazy dunks.
Right.
I mean, taking the ball out of people's hands and spinning around in the air and dunking the basketball. And I'm like, this is very entertaining.
Yeah.
But you won't ever, ever, ever see that in an NBA game.
No. It's funny. It's like those long drive Jason Ross is in the building, everyone. The morning show is officially here.
My God.
They're going to be set up next to us interviewing some players and coaches as well. It's like a long drive contest, right? Those dudes can drive the golf ball however long, but you don't know if they can chip. You don't know if they can putt. Because that's not what they're there to do.
Right.
It's a long drive competition. So the dunk contest, to me, I don't mind it being younger guys, and I do think they're hungrier. But to your point, if you're going to let a Mac McClung in, then just make it just let anybody do it.
And I think you talk about bringing it back. I think the NBA is really going to have to change the format, because like I said, these professional dunkers out there are entertaining.
Yeah.
So if they want to go to the entertainment part of it,
right,
they might have to go out and just say, get elect your guys. If you want to elect LeBron and KD and whoever else, but elect dunkers to go out, get these professional dunkers and say, okay, this is my guy.
Right.
That one's my guy. That one's my guy, to where you have the NBA guys that are known for dunking the basketball, but they got their other guys that are professional dunkers representing them, to where it's entertaining.
Right.
So I think that would bring it back.
Yeah, and I think what they're doing now is they're just kind of beating around the bush. They're not necessarily just owning the fact that, look, to that point, hey, social media is here. It's a new day. We can't keep just continuing to do what we were doing previously. We got to switch this thing around a little bit and see what we can do from there. Maybe you got a chance there. And as we are talking right now, we are starting to see some players pop on in. Keegan Murray is officially in the building, and he's married now. So if we do get Keegan on, I can't wait to talk to him about his summer filled with a lot of different activities and celebrations going on. So it is starting to get red hot out here, and Carmichael Dave is coming in here.
That's my man.
To be Carmichael Dave. So, yeah, it's just fun stuff. And when we come back, so Henry, you're going to hang with us. We're going to do a couple different interviews before you get out of here.
Yes.
We still don't know who we will have first. And if you were here watching, listening to the show last year, you know how it goes. We'll know. We could be in the middle of a dunk conversation. We could be talking about anything, and my boss will come over and say, "Hey, Keegan Murray." They just kind of look at you and say, "All right, stop talking about what you're talking about. We got an interview to do." So that's coming up, we believe, in the 11 o'clock hour. Henry, we've had some good conversations, and specifically, you were talking about how you are first team all Doug Christie, right? And the evolution of Doug Christie. I'm curious. We know what he's going to want to bring to the table for this team defensively. I'm also curious what this offense is going to look like, because we saw a decent bit of Doug Christie as a coach last season, but this is the first time we're seeing the full thing with him as the head honcho. This is the first time we're seeing that.
Right. And you know what? I honestly think that, as far as being able to get guys motivated, Doug's great. Get guys to be hard-nosed, Doug's great. I think, when you talk about the offensive end, I think he has two great guys around him. Mike Woodson, number one. Woody has been there. Woody has done that. Woody has coached some very good basketball teams.
Right.
Very good basketball mind. Same thing with Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell's another guy that, really understands the ins and outs and intricacies of the offense of an NBA team. So, they're very, very well-rounded when you look at the staff that he has around him. So, like I said, I'm wishing him the best. I'm hoping for him. I am really rooting first team all Doug Christie.
That's right. That's right. And that's another part of this, right? That's another factor going back to that win total. These are the things that Vegas could care less about. They're looking at these numbers. They're looking at the averages. They're looking at the Kings' averages, who they have compared to all the other teams. They're saying, well, we've seen Doug Christie coach for a decent amount of games, so we know what he does and, in their opinion, what he does and doesn't bring to the table. But one thing that we know is that this is Doug's first time getting it from the beginning, being able to build a culture, being able to build his staff. They had staff was leaving during the season, a bunch of crazy stuff.
Crazy.
So
he went through a lot.
He did, and he admitted as much. So that is, as you can tell, we'll joke on the show about when optimistic Allen shows up. If you're gonna be at a media day, that's definitely gonna be a day where optimistic Allen is gonna show up, and that's what's happening right here. 11 o'clock hour coming up next. We have those ESPN top 100 rankings that Henry Turner and I are going to go over. Do not move, and we'll have an update on the media day from down the road. A couple weird, confusing, fascinating notes happening. Don't move. More Allen Stiles coming up.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
1 hour down, 3 to go, and the meat and potatoes, it is upon us, okay? I am staring at Drew Eubanks. He is getting going with what looks to be the Kings' social team, their digital team, so he's starting to do, they always got a couple different activities for them, and that'll go on their social media accounts. I'm seeing Keegan Murray dapping up Mark Jones right now. Keegan Murray recently married, so we're going to talk to him about married life and how this offseason has been. Well, I'll tell you this much, Henry. That's a lifetime contract that he signed, and some people are also curious about the extension that he has not signed yet.
Wow. Yeah. That is. I'm curious about that too.
Now, look, I'm gonna be careful.
I'm not gonna look into it because I have no idea.
Exactly. But at the very least, we are gonna find out, or we are planning to find out. Have the conversations at least started to happen. Maybe there is an understanding and something going on, because that was what was very funny, because this happened right before I went on break. We spent all this time, I'm talking to other media members in Sacramento, and hey, what's going on with Keegan, all this stuff. Then all of a sudden I see it pop up that he had been married. So I don't know if maybe this stuff was on the back burner a little bit because he had his wedding that he was getting ready for, and I don't know if he went on his honeymoon immediately, anything like that. So now that that's done, they were, the rest of the front office, they were running around doing different things too. So a lot of different conversations that were maybe on hold that are about to no longer be on hold once camp gets underway and things like that. So,
well, I will say this: this is a good sign.
Yeah,
He's in uniform. He's on the floor. He's smiling.
Right. That's a good point because that ain't the same everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't the same everywhere.
He is in the building smiling, and it looks like he's enjoying himself. So that's a good look. That's a good start.
That's right. Now, speaking of, we have an update, as Henry alluded to, with a media day that is probably got a little weirder vibes than this one. Jonathan Kuminga already said he wasn't going to be at Warriors Media Day. Now, there was no Al Horford and no DeAnthony Melton, but GP2 is there. Okay, players were told they aren't allowed to comment on those two players. Bizarre. Just so bizarre. Because you're taking pictures. So they're not going to be they're going to have to, set up another schedule to get DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford these pictures because they're not going to be in these team pictures. It is bizarre, Henry.
I'm telling you, it's so crazy, man, because this is one – we haven't had the league be in this much of an uproar since LeBron James is saying he was going to take his talent to South Beach. It's like everyone has stopped. It's all type of craziness going on, all type of things to where, we can't talk about this, you can't do this over Jonathan Kuminga.
Yep. And he's good, but this is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
This is crazy.
LB, we know. Okay. The phenom, the next face of the league in his prime, everything going. But this is Jonathan Kuminga, a guy that the Warriors are saying, he's not a fit for us.
Right. Yeah, and I think I would even say that, I don't know, I don't want to say maybe Steph deserves better, but it is weird. It's one of your last media days, and like you said, they've all been through it. They've all done it year in, year out, and he's sitting here saying, I'm 37. We got 37-year-olds, about a bunch of 35, 37-year-olds. They can't talk about the different guys on the team and dudes not showing up. It's just, look, they try to pride themselves and their fans. They try to pride themselves on, we're the cream of the crop and we do things the right way. This is weird. At least out here in Sacramento, we could talk about any player we want. As far as I know, we can ask them about anything as far as the roster is concerned. Everything has been addressed. So that's a little tiny victory we could take today as we get ready for this next season. I got the ESPN Top 100 for you, Henry, and they have DeMar DeRozan at 80, okay? Zach LaVine at 72, and they got Domas at 34.
Just in current players.
Current players.
Oh. You know what? Has Sacramento done something to these writers, man? I mean, what is going on here? You know, Debo is going into the Hall of Fame with the type of career he's had.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. All right. And Zach LaVine is treading in that area. And Domas is a walking double-double, standing triple-double guy.
Right.
That gets snubbed for all-star bids all the damn time. And, you know, what else do they have to do, bro?
I don't know.
What else do they have to do?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, Styles, is that it really has nothing to do with who they are and how they're playing.
Right.
I tell you right now, and I said this last year, if you take Domas, the way he played, his numbers, everything else, and put him in a different purple jersey, and the dude would be all world.
Right.
He would be first team everything. But because he's here, it seems like the national media really just looks over this basketball team.
And you know what's so funny? I'm really glad you brought that up because this weird thing happened during that stretch in 2023. Everybody wanted to say that, and maybe it's maybe money has something to do with it. I don't know, but everybody had something to say when Domas was playing at a high level, and you remember the conversation was, well, he's not as elite as you think, and he's about to get overpaid, and blah 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 blah. All this stuff. His numbers, I guess they called him maybe empty calories, whatever you want to say. Then all of a sudden, the next season comes along, and they were so quick, just the collective they were so quick to put Ivica Zubac over Domas.
Oh,
so quick to put Şengün over Domas. And I'm not really, to your point, I don't know why. They just couldn't wait. And now I think I read something. They try to say Domas is the 6th best center in the West.
Bro, it was so crazy. When you looked at the man's numbers, you looked at what he did on the floor, he was second to none to the 3-time MVP in Joker. All right, we know he's not Joker.
Jokic.
Nobody is. But his numbers were right there with Jokic. He was the second best when you talked about numbers.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you want to bring in all of these other centers and say, well, he's better than Sabonis and this guy is better than Sabonis. No, just look at what the dude does on the floor. Look at it at face value.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but they have and honestly, so they got they got Şengün, and I get it. He had a good season.
Great
right?
season. Great season.
So just to give you a little bit of context here, they have Domas at 34. They have Şengün they have Zubac at 36.
And and he had a hell of a year.
Yes, he did.
He had a hell of a year.
So they got Zubac at 36.
Uh-huh.
They got De'Aaron, funny enough, at 35. Domantas Sabonis at 34. But then you get Şengün at 25. Şengün was ranked 54th last season.
Yep.
This season, they have him ranked 25th.
Well, and I think a lot of these, writers, they really do take into consideration how your team plays.
Yep.
How your team plays. Because, Şengün is nice. He's a good center. I'm not saying he does things that Sabonis doesn't do. I think Sabonis' numbers are just as good or maybe even better than his. But the Rockets played better than what we did.
Yeah.
So that comes into play.
Yeah. And they can't wait. They can't wait to leapfrog some of these other guys. By the way, Domantas Sabonis was 29th last season, and now he's 34th. Like we said, De'Aaron at 35. They had him at 26, but De'Aaron didn't even finish the season because of injuries and stuff like that. So little bit different there. But, and I don't even think, to be honest with you, we were spending some time on Domantas Sabonis. I don't even think he's I think he's, I guess, close enough to probably where he should be. You talking about Zach LaVine at 72? That's kind of crazy.
You know what? I don't know how much players even worry or think about these things. Because, like, back in my day, it had gotten big because of the video games. Everybody was like, no, man, my ratings are supposed to be higher in the video games. But I think now in today's game, they don't really, take these things to heart. But I'll tell you what, back in my day, guys did.
Yeah.
Believe me, it would have motivated Mike. It would motivate Kobe.
Yeah.
It would motivate, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton. Like, wait, you got me down where?
Right.
Oh, no. That would motivate them to say, I'm coming out this season and I'm crushing.
Yeah.
I'm killing. But I think it's a little bit watered down now, man, because of, like I said, all the other things.
I think you're right because everybody's got a ranking now.
Everybody.
Right? Back in the day, there might be one or two outlets for video game, different outlet. Okay, cool. Now you got what? Bleacher Report will have one.
Right.
ESPN will have one. The Ringer. There's 8 different things, so I can't be mad at everybody.
Hey, I tell you
know what I mean?
When EA Sports came out with their rankings,
Yeah.
boy, some players was hot. I remember they couldn't wait till the game came out to pop it in and see their rankings.
And now all of a sudden, and I guess 2K is the one people still care about their 2K ratings. And speaking of 2K, one of the fastest guys ranked in 2K, not De'Aaron Fox, but one Devin Carter. We were discussing,
really?
Yeah, we were discussing the summer and the time that we both spent out there in Vegas. Give me your thoughts on Devin Carter and one of those guys that we probably haven't talked enough about. Everybody's talking about Neek Clifford, who, by the way, they used to play each other back in AAU ball. Devin told us that in Vegas, so there's a little bit of a familiarity there. What do you think about Devin Carter? He's kind of been in a part of some of these trade talks, but now with the season started, that crowded backcourt, how are you envisioning Devin Carter cracks this rotation and honestly prove some people wrong, including Kings fans and people like me that maybe were a bit surprised when they went in that direction a couple years ago and drafted him?
Well, first of all, I was happy to see Devin in a situation to where he was the focal point because, he didn't get that last year. He was hurt, didn't get a chance to hit the floor, none of those things. But at the end of the day, was able to, be the focal point of what was happening. Seems like we're going to get the man, the myth, the legend.
Jason was.
Are they going to get him first, or will we get him first, or what?
Sounds like we're about to get Scott Perry, GM of the Sacramento Kings. So, of course, Dave is small talking with him. But once he sits on down, we're going to get him set up and get you going here. And Henry's going to join us for this interview as well. Very excited. And he's sitting down, getting set up. We're just going to check some things here.
I had it right?
Yep.
What's the side for me?
There you go.
How we doing?
Mr. P.
How you doing, Henry?
What's happening, baby?
You good,
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
All right.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you. You good?
I'm good.
I can sit down, or you want me standing?
Oh, you can sit down. You can sit down.
I can sit down? All right.
Yep, because I'm pretty sure, man, I know you tired. You're trying to make things happen.
Exactly.
So sit on down.
We are joined by GM of your Sacramento Kings, Scott Perry, to kick things off. We're starting out with a bang today. Thank you, Scott Perry, for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys for having me, man. Excited to be on with you, and appreciate the work that you do and in and around this town, and looking forward to doing this more often with you guys.
That's good, Scott. You have definitely come into a situation to where, you talk about boots on the ground. Your boots have been on the ground because I know it's a lot of work that need to be done, a lot of things that needs to be changed. But can you talk about, just how you go by the day-to-day process?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things, the most important thing I felt I did when I first came into this organization is just wanted to get the pulse of what was going on, not assume anything. So I met with every single person in basketball operations and a number of the key people over on the business side because, again, I'm a person that wants to develop a community that works together. And I want to hear from people. And everybody, no role is too big or no role is too small. Everybody, so people who were going to stay around, I wanted to know their stories, learn about their experiences here, and then also gave me an opportunity to express the vision that I have for this team. And so that's going to be important because we got to have buy-in. And so I'm a big guy. I'm big on open communication, sharing a lot, empowering people. So I've spent a lot of time doing that these first 5 or 6 months here, obviously developing the staff, both front office staff and helping Doug with his coaching staff. So you want quality people in here. Character is extremely important to me. And then lastly, I came in, and there's nothing more important than establishing an identity of who you're going to be, how you're going to work, and what does it mean to be a Sacramento King. And so I talk about, you'll hear me say this often, the 6 pillars or 6 values of what we stand for: competitive, tough, team-oriented, professional, accountable, and disciplined. That's everybody. It starts with me, but I don't care what your role is in this organization. I want you living by that every day. Obviously, we want the team to reflect that in how they play as well.
Talking to Scott Perry, GM of the Sacramento Kings. Scott, a couple different rumors have been out and about. I'm sure you're used to it, but a couple different rumors floating around throughout the summer. And one of the guys walking around that we see is Keegan Murray. People keep hitting me up on the text line, on the call line. What's going on with Keegan's extension? How much can you share with us about what your plans are for Keegan and where you would like this to go?
Yeah. we like Keegan Murray. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to work with him on a daily basis, you know, with practice and those things. That obviously begins tomorrow. But I had a lot of respect for him from afar, just the type of character that he brings to his day-to-day life. I mean, he's the kind of person you want in your organization because he's about the right things. He's a hard worker. He's about the team. I believe he really likes it here in Sacramento. He's 6'9". He's very versatile at both ends of the floor. So that versatility allows you to do a number of different things with your roster. So we'll continue to getting to know one another, and hopefully we figure out a way that he's going to be here with the Sacramento Kings long term.
You know what? You talked about your principles that you put down, and I was listening to you, and that sounds like your head coach, Doug Christie, from top to bottom.
Yes.
You know, I said earlier on in the broadcast, you know, no matter how things go, I know it won't be from the lack of trying, the lack of hard work. Can you just talk to us about how diligent Doug Christie is as a coach and how hard your man works?
It has really been a pleasure watching Doug work. Like I said, I knew him a little bit before here because I worked here 8 years ago, and I met him when he was a player, first with the Toronto Raptors. So and then obviously got a chance to watch him play a lot here in Sacramento. So you saw the toughness, the work ethic, all of those, the competitive nature in Doug as a player. Now, fast forward to him, it's Doug Christie, the coach. A couple things really stand out for me with Doug. A is his voice. He has got a very natural voice that can command the room. I think he has a lot of natural leadership skills and ability, the ability to unite people. And for a head coach, and me as being a former head coach in college myself, to me, that's one of the most important characteristics you can have is the ability to communicate and get people to buy in to the vision and playing together. Doug brings that to the table. The other thing that's really impressed me over the summer is Doug's thirst for knowledge from the coach. And I've worked with a ton of head coaches in this league, and really he stands out to me in that capacity in the top 10 percentile in terms of saying, hey, I don't have all the answers. I'm trying to learn at every turn. And so the type of staff he assembled reflects that because he's added a lot of great experience to the staff. Trips that we've made this off season. You know, I was fortunate enough to have a strong relationship with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I know Mike Tomlin very well. It's a friend of mine. So we were Doug, I, and B.J. Armstrong. We all went to Pittsburgh Steelers training camp for 3 days, and even though it's a different sport, but you watch, and in my opinion, Mike Tomlin is one of the great leaders in any sport, and just his ability to command the room, communicate, and organize. Now you're talking about, a roster of 53 guys, and there's 90 at training camp, and just Doug having the opportunity to sit down, ask questions. The note-taking, he was involved in every, meeting and things. And just watching him do that was invaluable for me. It was a great experience for him. And those are the kind of things he's going to want to do each and every off season to keep honing his craft. And having that trait will give him every opportunity, I believe, to be a really good coach in this league.
Talking to GM Scott Perry, and I love working with my guy Henry Turner here because this is turning into a bit of a good cop, bad cop situation, because I got to come with some of the tougher questions that everybody is curious about. Okay. So, Scott, I know you didn't think you were going to get out of here without at least a question about Jonathan Kuminga. And
who's that?
and this whole thing that's going on.
I know the rules a little better than he does.
Exactly. But just from a general standpoint, what did you see in that situation? You always say being prudent, things like that. Anything that you saw just from how this team can improve and just the direction you think you could go?
I'm just going to obviously have to talk in very generalities. I can't get into talking
Right.
about
Of course,
individuals.
Right.
But I said that at the very beginning about being prudent and trying to figure out how to improve this team. That's each and every day. I'm happy with the group that we have coming here to start training camp. My job and the function of a general manager of any team has to be really evaluating who you have and what you have, and then making an honest assessment on where you need to improve. And so that's where I'm at with this whole process. And so the names of the players, whoever, that doesn't matter right now as much to me as okay, does the person and the skill set fit? Because I'm a big person. You guys will find this out about me. Obviously, you need talent in this league to win. There's no denying that.
Right.
But you need talent plus the character. I say this all the time to people when they start talking about, oh, you ought to trade for this player, that player. When you make a trade, when you sign a free agent, when you draft a player, two things are coming in the door: the player's talent and the personality. And they're not mutually exclusive. They're coming together. So you better be comfortable with both.
Right.
And so that is kind of the lens that I look through. I will continue to look through in terms of improving this roster in any of the avenues that we have available to us.
Now, you know what's got, it's funny you talked about looking through the lens, because I always say that it's a few different ways you watch basketball. When you're a fan, you watch the ball. When you're a coach, you watch the players. But when you're a GM, you have to look at basketball in a whole different eye, because you got to figure out, even if you got a good team, you still got to figure out those little intricacies that's going to take you to the next level.
There's no question about it. And it's a tremendous point that you make. And I'm watching off the ball. I'm watching sidelines. I'm watching all of that kind of stuff, because, again, that lends itself. When you're talking about building a unit, you got to build a team that can not only come together, but they can also fight off external forces too and be able to work through tough adversities. You know, I lean back on my time when my start in the league, all those years I worked with the Detroit Pistons, and learned a lot of lessons while I was there. A few things that I bring here. Really believe in building a deep team. I think you need teams that are deep now. 1 through 10 if you can, because that helps you sustain injuries. That helps you win a lot of games. Your second unit being able to come off and outplay another team's second unit. The toughness factor and the competition factor. See, I look for a lot of the intangible things. If you notice those 6 things that I talked about in the very beginning, it had nothing to do with who jumped the highest, who shot the best, who runs the fastest. These are all controllable things that each human being has.
Right.
They have, but it's either coming from up here in the head or the heart.
Man.
And so
preach,
that's
preach, brother. Preach, brother.
So yeah, that's how we're working here.
Talking to GM Scott Perry. One more before we get you out of here. This is just one I've been curious about.
Okay.
Every Monday, you go about 4 or 5 a.m. at this point with the Monday motivations?
I get up and work out every morning at 5 a.m. Sometimes I post it before I work out, and some other times after.
And just to confirm, because we have been asked, you are writing those.
Yes, I'm writing.
That's
those. Look, I read a lot, of course, but all of those, I'm not just copying and pasting those.
Right.
I may tweak some things that I see, some
Right.
messages
Yeah.
that I see along, but I've been a big motivational person all my life.
And I've been catching them too, man.
You've been catching them too.
Yeah. I'm watching from afar.
And what I do with those, not only I'm sharing those with the broad public, but I share those obviously internally too.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're talking about building the staff out, man, I'm trying to do everything I can to make everybody feel like they got a piece of this thing, because they do.
Yeah.
And so that's real important.
Because, bro, I mean, the word has to be buy-in.
Absolutely.
Buy-in.
Yep.
Everybody has to buy in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about it.
Yeah, because I've been seeing them, and I'll get on my
Are you
TikTok.
are you liking them though?
I do.
You do. Okay.
No, because I get into TikTok black holes where I'm seeing all these different videos. It could be Kevin Hart, whoever, right? Just having these motivational quotes. So I'm big on it.
Well, I started it doing them internally a couple stops ago where I was working at. But what I started thinking, I said, maybe and I'm not a big social media guy per se, but look, we live in a world with so much negativity and stuff going on. I said, you know what? Part of our responsibility, let's get some positive energy out there from time to time, you know, because it's to your point, you can get down these negative rabbit holes and you may never come out.
Right.
And see, it's so easy to jump to the negative side.
Yes.
But it's hard.
Right.
To keep it positive.
See, right. And so in the office, they'll tell you, they hear me say this a lot. We have a decision. Is the cup half empty or is the cup half full? I'm going to always choose half full. It's easy to complain about what you don't have.
Yeah.
No, what do we have?
Yeah.
And let's maximize what we have. And that's the task for not only me and the staff, but the team as well.
But that's the testament from where you come from.
You say that again.
Where you come from.
You know where I come from,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. From where you come from, when you look at that cup,
yes,
you ain't never saying it's on the other end. You got to say, okay, well, how we gonna make this better?
There's no question about it, and that's the blessing really for me and us coming up in a place like Detroit, Michigan too. It makes you you appreciate everything. So you look, okay, this is what I have. Oh, I got to make the most of it.
Sure.
No excuses, no explanation. I can't make a whole bunch of excuses about what I don't have. First of all, who's gonna listen? Who's gonna really care?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna care at the end of the day. So if I want to make something for myself, of myself, I gotta go get it.
Right.
And I gotta take whatever I got to go get it and make it happen.
Hey, we got a 20-pound bag of potatoes over there. Go get the grease and ketchup. We got
exactly.
Scott Perry, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
No, I enjoyed it. Let's do it again for sure.
Let's do it again. Scott Perry, we will be back with more Henry Turner, Allen Stiles. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I told y'all don't move. You never know what's going to happen. We just finished speaking with Scott Perry. And who pops up next? Drew Eubanks, one of the newest, if not the newest, possibly?
Maybe one of the newest.
Yeah, Sacramento King Drew Eubanks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Might have been one of the last ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Last man standing. Oh, well.
But first man to show up.
That's all right. First one in the building, last one out.
There you go.
That's right.
That's the mentality.
See, you're already saying the things we like to hear, Drew. Drew, how was your summer so far, being able to join the Kings and all that's come with that, the city of Sacramento? How was your summer as a whole?
It's been great, man. Going into free agency, really I wanted to get with a team that was going to believe in me and give me the tools to, succeed. And so far, meeting with all the coaches, meeting with the players, everybody here has been great. I think we're going to have a really special year. Being on the outside looking into what the Kings have done the last couple of years, really impressed with how they've been able to compete every single year, it feels like, in the tough Western Conference. So I like how we basically have a new team, new front office, new coaching staff. Everything's new. So we're ready to impress some people.
Now, here's the deal. You're new to Sacramento. You're new to the team, but you're not new to the league. So, so you've walked in this building before. Tell us what you think. What did you think about Sacramento coming in as an opposing player?
I'll be honest. I hated it. I hated coming here just because the fans get so into it, and, they're letting you hear it from behind the bench. You're getting in arguments, yelling at fans, and they're yelling at coaches and all this stuff. So I'm excited to be on the other end of that and have that sort of camaraderie and the fandom cheering us on. I think the most similar place I played in that's similar to this place would be Portland, where they're just there year round, just supporting the team, and I feel like that's how Sac is. Because there's no other team here besides the A's temporarily, but they really rally around the Kings.
Talking to Drew Eubanks, Kings big man. Drew, how do you see yourself fitting alongside Domantas Sabonis in terms of the front court responsibilities, things you think that you can kind of help out with and learn from Sabonis and vice versa? How do you see yourself fitting alongside with Domas?
Yeah, I've always admired Domas's game from afar. It's been tough guarding him over the years. Just the way he's able to handle the ball, get guys moving on offense. Like, he runs just a lot of, hey, he's got the ball, screen, guys run off of him, get easy points. That's how I like to play. I like screening to get guys open. So I think bringing a physicality off the bench, playing with him at the same time every now and again will be good. But, man, I've just been a huge fan of his over the years. And, like I said, I didn't like coming to Sacramento because I knew I was going to have to guard him, catch a couple elbows.
Yeah.
So I'll be catching elbows in practice, but I'll be not in the games.
You know what? I want to ask you this. The style that the Kings want to play, is there a certain style you like more so than other, or can you run a slow-down, methodical type offense, and can you equally run an up-tempo offense?
I think we can run a slow, methodical offense, but the message from Doug so far this offseason has been we're going to be in the best shape out of any other team in the league. So we're going to be playing fast. Nice. It's going to be a lot of not a lot of sets. Offense will take care of itself, but we're going to be getting the rebound and kicking up the floor and just playing that .5 basketball. I think that plays well to my play style, getting up, being athletic. And, I think there'll be time and a place for slow, methodical plays, but it's going to be a lot of up-tempo.
Okay.
Drew Eubanks, if there's a Kings fan right now that might not be as familiar with who you are as everybody knows the name, but who you are as a basketball player, how would you describe yourself to that Kings fan listening in their car right now or watching on YouTube? How would you describe yourself as a player?
I would describe myself as a guy you'd want to have on your team, you'd hate playing against but want to have on your team. And I just try to bring a sense of physicality to everybody that I play against. I love seeing my teammates do well. I've been working hard every single year of my career, and I feel like this season is going to be somewhat of a culmination of what I've been able to put in the off season. And I'm going to be shooting more, going to be just more of an offensive threat, not looking to defer as much, but just, this is my 8th year in the league. Like, at some point you got to just take the shot, you know.
Right.
And so I feel like I'm at that point where I'm just ready to prove myself and to help this team win.
Cool. I'm with it.
Yeah. The other thing, like you said, 8th year in the league, you've gotten a chance to play with KD, Dame Lillard, James Harden, Kawhi, Devin Booker, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar. If you had to pick, who would you say has been your, best teammate or who you've had the most fun playing with throughout your career?
It's tough. It's tough to choose because these are all Hall of Fame players, man. And every season has come with different just joys and stuff. But I would probably say Dame just because I'm from Portland.
Okay.
And getting to play there was it was the best time of my career.
Yeah.
He just made the game so easy for me. Like, set a pick, get him open, he's going to shoot it. If he gets double teamed, he's going to kick it to me, play downhill. That was probably the highlight of my career so far, is being able to play with him, and glad he's back in Portland, man. The city needs it.
Definitely.
I will ask you this. As a rookie, we all go through it. Who was the guy that when you came into the league took you under their wing and said, hey, you're my rook. I'm going to show you how to be a pro?
I would say Patty Mills.
Okay.
I got to play with him for half a season full season because we both got traded to the Clippers. But he just really like embraced me as a two-way coming into the league and would always take me out to dinner. I'd have questions like, I'm trying to get off the two-way. I want to get a minimum contract. Like, how do I do that? And he like laid it out for me because he was a Spurs legend, won a championship, knew what they wanted, and was a huge influence in my life back then. Got to play with him last year. Last year was a bit of a struggle for different reasons, but we ended up getting through it together. My wife, his wife, very close. We're just really close. So.
And people really don't understand how much that helps you
Yeah.
as a rookie to have a veteran to take you under their wing and show you. Because I always say, just because you play professional basketball doesn't constitute you as being a pro. You have to learn how to be a pro.
Yeah. No, and he just made it real simple. And I remember he said something to me one time. I was like, what do I need to do to strive to thrive and stick around the league? He's like, man, if you can just rebound, play your ass off, defend, just do all the things you need to do, like you'll be in this league for as long as bring energy. Be in this league for as long as you want. I wrote that on my phone, and it's still in there to this day.
There you go. Drew, one more for you because you brought up something when we were discussing free agency. We were just talking about ESPN did this top 100 list, and there's so many lists these days it's hard to keep up. Did you feel like when you were looking at Sacramento and you see a Zach LaVine and you see a Domantas Sabonis and Demar DeRozan, did you feel like maybe this roster, I don't know if underrated is the right term, but did you feel like there was a lot of untapped potential, if you will, with this roster when you see you got a couple future Hall of Famers on the team? I know the West is tough, but did that go into your free agency thoughts to say, nobody is talking about the Kings, and I know they had a rough season, but they got some big names out here.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like on paper, we look great, you know, and I'm not going to – we got to put it together in practice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, yes, I did look – I'm like, damn, there's no reason why we can't compete in the West with what I'm seeing. Like, it's anybody's game or anybody's year every year. Like, it's not the most talented team that's won the last couple of years. It's been the most together team. You look at OKC, Denver. I'm forgetting who else has won, but it's been different every single year. You're not going to get the super teams like you did in the LeBron, D-Wade era. Like that stuff's over with. It's the most together team.
Yeah.
And we've been in the gym since September 15th. All the young guys and myself and a bunch of guys have been in here the whole month and even before that. So we've just been building something over the last month that I feel like is really going to pay off once the season starts.
Drew Eubanks, one of the newest Sacramento Kings. Drew, thank you so much. Come back on the show anytime you need any food recommendations. Make sure people got you solid. Type of food that you like? Any favorite type of food?
Seafood. I know we're a little inland, but we're still close to the ocean.
Oh no, we got you. We got you. All right, I'll put the word out, and we'll get it taken care of for you. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
That was Drew Eubanks, big man for your Sacramento Kings. Henry Turner. Thank you, man. Henry Turner had to get on out of here, so we really appreciate Henry and the time that he spent with us. And now we still got to recalibrate what just happened. We just talked to Scott Perry, okay? We just talked to Drew Eubanks. There were questions, Jonathan Kuminga questions that were brought up. There were Keegan Murray extension questions being brought up. A lot of things have been brought up, and that is exactly what you're going to get here on Media Day. You never know what's going to happen. We thought we went to break. Okay, we took about one ad, then came back because Drew Eubanks was ready. And this is what I train for, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what we look forward to every single season. And Carmichael, Dave, Jason Ross, the morning show, Chris Verlaud trying to act like he's working. They're getting ready and getting their stuff set up, and they will have all that content for you tomorrow as well. We got to get to a real break this time, but when we return, we will continue to discuss everything that just happened. We got to unpack this Scott Perry conversation. And Kyle, we asked him about the motivational quotes. That one was for you, buddy. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all. Model year-end savings are going on now. Drive away in your favorite Honda. It's savings you just can't say no to. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study, recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Live and local
It's Allen Stiles
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, I told you that it would be a real break, but then again, it is Media Day. So you never know what is going to happen, and we are joined by the one, the only lockdown guard for the Sacramento Kings. Keon Ellis joins us. Keon, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Now, I know you do a lot of different interviews, as we all do, but we actually had a conversation last Media Day, okay, and at that time I had asked you just how things had kind of changed because you went from being a two-way guy, and then towards the end of the season, obviously, you were on the team and you had kind of said, hey, thank you to Stockton, but I'm going to spend my time in Sacramento. Now, here you are. This is basically how my math is. This is basically the second season as an everyday guy, if you will, in the NBA. How has life changed for you, if at all?
I don't think it's changed much. I think, everything that I'm doing is pretty much still on the same schedule.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that there's too much of a change, but it's funny that you say that because I look at it as more so. You said a year 2. I'm looking at it as a year 3.
Right.
So yeah. But on the same page. In that sense.
Yeah. And the other thing, when we spoke last season, again, finding your footing, and now you already know that you belong, and now you've shown it time and time again. Something that we spoke about was your playmaking. Now, I do follow you on social media. I don't need to follow back. I know you got a lot, but I know there's a lot of people out there. But I do follow you on social media, and I was watching some of your workout videos, and it looked like there was more of an emphasis on not just playmaking, but offensively kind of taking a step, if you will, to get to your spot and to kind of develop more of a repertoire to offensively say, hey, I'm going to go get something on my own. Has that been a focus for you, or what have you been focusing on this summer?
I mean, a little bit just because, year after year, teams are getting more used to you, your game and all that. So, I mean, I think I've seen it like at first, like I was getting wide open shots, a lot of wide open shots to have to prove myself. And then after that, it was like, okay, he can shoot. So now they're chasing over screens and stuff like that. They're running at me. And then so I think, just the next step of things is to just, if I do get ran off and, and they're staying home and they're not helping, like, you have to be an option to make something happen. So definitely worked on that during the summer. And I mean, I think that's the time to work on that just because that's when, you work on those things to help the team out. And, then when everyone comes together, then that's more of a team-style basketball anyway. So more of a situation of better to have it not need it. So.
Talking to Keon Ellis. Now, Keon, as we've discussed the evolution of your career earlier this summer, the Kings picked up your option, and now that could mean that you hit free agency at the end of the season. How has that been for your kind of thought process and something that you maybe haven't dealt with before, if you will? How has that process been, and how has that kind of shaped how you're going into this season, if at all? Are you just, hey, we're going to deal with that when we deal with it? How's that been for you?
I mean, yeah, it would have been nice, but I mean, it didn't happen. So like not too much you can really do on it.
Right.
But I mean, I think my approach to the season is still be the same Keon that I am. You know, do what I do, and you know, I know that everything will take care of itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, the approach. I mean, I do know though that every year like a little bit more is expected of you. So I mean, I do expect to do more things, but I mean, mindset-wise, I do feel like I'm still coming in and being Keon Ellis. So,
speaking of being Keon Ellis, there's been a lot of conversation about the prototypical type of player these days, right? And it's you got your star, you got your big man, and the rest of the dudes, you got to defend at a high level and you got to shoot the three ball at a high level. And a lot of people have been saying Keon kind of fits this new age role player, if you will, to a T. Do you look at it like that? Do you look around at the other guys, the Jaden McDaniels and guys like that? Do you say, not to maybe use them as a comparison, but do you say, okay, cool, the Timberwolves, they're balling, right? Seems like OKC got about 7 of them on that team. Do you look at that and say, hey, this is kind of the role that I've carved out and I want to be kind of the best version of myself? Do you look at yourself in that space?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just because I don't think I'll ever be the guy to, you know, be asked to score 25 a night. So it's like, you know, what is your role? And I think that's the role that kind of got me on the scene. And, you know, I think just perfecting that role. Because, I mean, like, at every other level, like, I was more so a scorer first. So then, you know, coming into this setting where all you're mostly being asked to do is to defend and just shoot the ball, like, that's very easy. Like, it's just to shoot the ball. So, yeah, I mean, perfecting that role is definitely, like, something that I really do take pride in because that's my job. So to come out and do that at a high level is what I look forward to doing.
And it's interesting, you know, there have been so many clips. I think I saw Coach Bobby Jackson talking to the crew at Rico Hines and some of the younger players. Seems like there's more of an emphasis on, hey, you got to find a role and stick to it. Does it feel like that has changed when you were at Alabama and maybe at that time maybe you personally always knew I'm going to have to fit into a role, but it feels like there's a new emphasis just around the league of, hey, we need y'all to stop trying to get into your bag all the time, like Mark Jones would say, and there's only going to be a couple 2 bag work dudes on the team. The rest of y'all go defend and go shoot threes. Feels like there's more of an emphasis on that, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years.
I mean, yeah, I think even when we were working out, I mean, Julius Randle kind of said the same thing after we got done playing. And I mean, he kind of, like you said, his early years on, like in his career, that wasn't his role. Later on, you know, that it changes. So, but I think for a guy like me, with that being my role, to just, you know, accept it, like, you know, I don't take any slight in it. I mean, you know, it is what it is, and that's what I'm here to do. So, but I mean, that's literally my focus, and I know that's what's going to make me stick. So I don't see anything wrong with that approach, and I think, you know, younger guys should probably take that approach.
Keon Ellis, before we get you out of here, you know, I always ask you about, I told you, right, I've got one more year of big bro. Okay, next year I will be Unk. Okay, so I already sound like it, I know, but the newest gaming situation you got out there, I know you got the gamer tag, I know you're a big gamer. What game are you playing right now?
Mostly I've been playing 2K26.
Okay.
2K26. I still get on Fortnite a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been off of Call of Duty for a little while, but those are probably like my top 3.
Were you okay with your ranking for 2K?
I mean, honestly, I never really care about the rating because, like, I don't play with the Kings. Like, I don't play, like, play now games. I literally just go make my own character. So, like, all I need is, like, my face scan, my NBA logo, and I'll handle the rest. Like, the ratings, I literally never play, like, you would never come to my house and we'll be playing 2K against each other. Like, so it doesn't matter to me.
Keon Ellis, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, good luck in your real career. Good luck in your my career in 2K. And we'll talk to you again soon, man.
Facts. Thank you.
All right,
Yes,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
That was Keon Ellis, and great stuff as always. Man, oh man, Kyle, thank you so much. By the way, just behind the scenes, Kyle is in and out. I'm telling Kyle, go to break. He's telling me, go to break. He's telling me, come back from break. I'm telling him, we're coming back from break. I'm looking at Chris Watkins right now. He's running around. He's sweaty. He's working hard. It's a crazy, crazy scene here at Media Day. And I will say this. We still haven't got a chance to kind of just go over everything that just got discussed. But, you know, for Keon to kind of in so many words say, oh, yeah, you know, it would have been nice if we could have not done the free agency thing, but, you know, he's still going to go into this season with the same thought process and work ethic. I thought that was something that kind of just slid maybe under the radar real quick as we were having that conversation. But it does, as we're connecting the dots here with Scott Perry. And I don't know if y'all caught Henry Turner saying to Scott Perry, Stiles doesn't know the rules because, okay, well, I had to ask him about the stuff that's going on. So we talked to him about Keegan Murray. I did bring up the Jonathan Kuminga, and obviously he can't speak directly about Jonathan Kuminga in general, but we got what we needed to get. Okay, we got what we needed to get. So now we are just continuing to hang out and break down all that's happened. And basically what is going on my side is I'm sitting here, I'm chilling, and then somebody will pop up from PR, whatever the case is, and say, hey, you got somebody next. So it looks like we have a break in the action. I do see Keegan lurking. Though. I don't know if it's going to be me. I don't know if it's going to be the morning show, but I think it should be me. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show. And like we said, it could be a 3-minute break. Could be 30 seconds. Don't move. Allen Stiles, Sac Town Sports.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sac Town Sports 1140.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing. Need a water heater or plumbing repair? Call Bell Brothers. Clogged drain? We'll clear it for $67. Plus a free camera inspection. A $250 value. We're fast, on time, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises. Plus, we'll check your plumbing for free. Call Bell Brothers or book at thenosurpriseguys.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sac Town Sports app.
We are joined by the one, the only Malik Monk. Malik, thank you so much for joining us as always, my man.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for having me.
So let's go here. I told Keon the same thing. I follow y'all on social media, whether you're working out, you just enjoying yourself. So I'm gonna keep it easy, keep it simple real quick. How's the golf game?
It's amazing, man.
Okay.
Came a long way.
All right. What's working for you right now, and what are you struggling with?
Everything is working right now, to be honest.
Okay.
But I can't hit my driver.
Okay.
I got a mini driver right now, which you can swing like a 3-wood.
Okay.
So it's kind of easier,
but it is a driver.
But it is a
because
driver.
you golf with people that don't take the driver out the bag. I can't look at you the same way.
Yeah.
I'd rather shank it. You know what I mean? Than not take the driver out the bag.
But if you hit 220 down the middle,
okay, hey,
it'd be all right.
I hear you. I hear you. Say less. That's a humble brag right there from Malik Monk. So Malik, the difference between kind of seasons past and this one, so much has happened, and it's funny because I was just thinking about Media Day last season and how things have just completely changed a little bit. Okay, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
How has everything been for you from literally that moment, us sitting at the same table, to right now? How have things changed for you?
Everything changed, man. I think I had 3-4 different roles last year. So yeah, that was a big change. Then Mike getting fired.
Yeah.
Fox leaving. Doug getting the head coaching job. Wes Monty leaving.
Yeah.
Scott coming in. We're getting a whole new front office. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
But it's the business side of basketball.
Right.
But you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And all those guys that came here, I feel like they're here for the right reason, and they want to win. They want to move this organization in the right place. So
yeah,
I'm happy about it.
Specifically this offseason with some of the stuff that has kind of floated around, how has that been for you in your career? Has this offseason been any different than seasons past? Last season you were signing the contract, the extension.
Yeah.
This season your name, as others have, and like you said, the business has been floated around. How has that been, and how has this offseason been different than others?
It's been different because of the trade talks. But my agent's so amazing. He called me the day before the trade deadline started, where the trade start. He said, if something happens, it's going to happen today. If not, don't listen to anything else.
Okay.
And did nothing happen that day, and I've been ignoring everything else since then. So,
right.
He never lied to me. I don't think he will lie to me. So yeah, I've been cool with that aspect. Everywhere I go, I be hearing stuff from people I don't even know.
Right.
Because I don't be into it like that. But some stuff I'll be seeing. Of course, you can't miss everything. But yeah, it's been fine for me.
Yeah. But as far as and kind of what you alluded to, the new regime coming in and Scott Perry, you've had some good discussions with that crew so far.
Oh yeah. Scott called me in the day before as well to let me know. He's just being a professional.
Yeah.
I don't think a GM has ever did that. Call me in before to let me know what's going on, and if something happens, he'll call me before it happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's him being professional, and I thank Scott for being that.
Yeah.
Doing that because, like I say, a lot of GMs wouldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Talking to Malik Monk. Malik, I want to clear something up. Okay. So towards the end, it might have been the exit pressers, the exit interviews, all this conversation about point guard, needing a point guard. The Kings go out, they get Dennis Schroeder, and everybody said, we need a point guard, we need a point guard. I watch a lot of Kings basketball. It's part of my job. And I just told you, got 2 kids now. I got to pay the bill somehow.
Yeah, you got to.
Do you feel like things maybe have shifted a little too much? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I felt like the not having a point guard thing became a little overblown, right? And I think it turned into, Malik maybe quote unquote can't play point guard, when I didn't hear it like that when you said it.
Yeah.
The way I heard it was, I think Malik is more comfortable at the 2, but let's not act like there's nobody else to handle the ball on this team.
Exactly.
And that's how I always felt, and I
it is.
had to tell you that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Because obviously I didn't come in the NBA as a point guard. I got thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
without knowing.
Right.
So you can't switch your whole mindset. So let me start with this. I came off the bench.
Right.
Starting.
Yeah.
2 guard. Foxleaf switched to the point guard.
Right.
That's 3 different mindsets in 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
It's impossible to be a point guard in the NBA and not have damn near your whole life or a whole summer to prepare for it. You're not going to be successful.
Right.
But I wasn't complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
Sure.
I'm a basketball player. I love playing this game. I love the fans here. I love Sac. So it's just me being a competitor.
Right.
I want to be great at it. I've been working on it. And Dennis goes down. Pray not. He doesn't. Obviously, I'll be ready.
Right. And you do think that in moments you'll play the point guard position for this team?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I already know this. This is for everybody else.
Yeah, of course.
I did have one more for you, Malik. So 2024. You win, and everyone says, in Sacramento, they don't talk about this, and you don't get recognized. We told you how you should have won 6-man a couple years ago. We had that conversation.
1,000%.
Okay. GQ, NBA's most stylish man of the year in 2024. You did that in Sacramento. The streets are saying it's not possible, Malik.
It's crazy.
Are there any spots in Sacramento where you shop? Right? Or is everything, is everything online? What's going on here? You won GQ Man out of Sacramento. Are there some good spots that maybe people are sleeping on to keep your swag right?
It's a few spots out here that you can get some nice shirts, some nice pants. But overall, we play in a lot of nice cities.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Play a lot of nice cities. I travel to a lot of nice places, man. So I'm blessed to buy a few things at the places I stop.
Okay, so you see, I got the SBs on.
Yeah, them nice.
Okay, I
nice.
just had to get.
Not with Nike no more.
All right,
but I had those though.
Okay, look, we on the same page. One more before we get you out of here, Malik. It would not be a Malik Monk interview if we didn't ask you about being a 6-man versus starting. So I'm gonna keep it going for the 4th or 5th year.
I just got asked it over there.
The interview don't start or end until you ask Malik Monk about being a 6-man or being in a starting role. Any thoughts on it that have changed? I know we've heard you speak about it before. Any thoughts on it going into this season that might be different?
My thoughts never change, man. Malik Monk always want to be a starter.
Yeah.
But whatever the team wants me to do, that's what he's going to do.
That's right.
And he's going to take it head on and be the best at that. So I'm a professional, man. I don't complain.
That's right. Malik Monk, thank you so much for
Appreciate
joining
you,
us
man.
as always. Look, I'll catch you on the course. You know, if I might be slicing
It's
right,
all
just
good,
keep
man.
just watch out.
So I got another fairway, man.
That's right. Malik Monk, thank you so much for joining us, man. We'll talk to you again soon, man. All righty, that was great stuff from the one and only Malik Monk. Kyle, I'm just going to pull the curtain back here. What should we do here, buddy? Should we keep it rocking or? Okay, let's get to a little break, and when we return, more of your favorite Kings players. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week, and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Hold the onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. into 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price, and usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money, and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik Monk.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, I'm Allen Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
If you love to drive or even not so much, take your car to the place with the magic touch. Big O. Big O Tires.
Trust the team with expertise that goes beyond just tires. Visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through October 19th, get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nitto, Nexen, or Toyo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Get ready for 2 epic showdowns of Monster Truck Madness at the Stockton Dirt Track, Saturday, October 4th. Feel the roar, the power, and the ground-pounding action. 2 shows, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Do you have what it takes to survive the madness? Get your tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and vocal.
Allen Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
We are back, and big thanks to Drew Eubanks, Keon Ellis, Malik Monk, Scott Perry, who got it kicked off. Big thanks.
Don't forget my podcast.
No, we never will again. Never will again. So that is good stuff there. And Scott Perry, by the way, if you are just now joining us, Scott Perry, that interview is up on YouTube. Okay, the interview is up on YouTube if you missed it, and we are going to keep this thing rolling here. Kyle, you can go ahead and hop on in. Obviously, you've been listening on the other side. First of all, good to hear from you, Kyle.
Hi, Alan. This is the first words we've spoken to each other on air for 3 weeks now.
Good to hear from you, Kyle.
I've missed you so much, my guy.
Look, we are back in the building, and I thank you once again for holding it down. By the way, now that we do have a little break in the action, so basically they're doing their normal media scrums, but because we are the flagship and the home of your Sacramento Kings, they hit the normal scrum, and then they are either going to myself for an interview or they're going to Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. I just got to say, and I was talking to my boss about this, I'm kind of tired of the morning show hoarding Keegan Murray. They've been hoarding Keegan Murray for about 3 years now, and do not let me forget to talk about that in crosstalk, okay?
They stole him from us?
Look, I don't know what happened. All I know is I was prepared to talk to him about him getting married. I had all this stuff planned. Kyle, you see it on my notes.
Yep, okay? I see it.
And he's with the morning show again.
My favorite player is never allowed to come on the show.
But by the way, Malik Monk, that was an outstanding interview. Malik is always very open, but this one in particular was great stuff. And Keon as well. Keon talked about them picking up the option. Everybody, just to give everyone a recap here, if you're just now joining us in the 12 o'clock hour, feels like the word I would use is transparent. And I don't know if that goes to the culture that Doug and Scott Perry are starting to build here, but it feels like people are just saying what they want to say. There's a lot of transparency going on here today, and that is what I love, all right? There's nothing worse than, going back to my tech life, right? The CEO, things are great. Things never been better. Are they? But are they? You know what I mean? I think most people really do appreciate transparency, and we're getting a good bit of it. But, yeah, real quick, I wanted to give a shout-out to everybody that helped while I was out. I want to give a huge personal shout-out to Chris Watkins, who was working with a couple different people. So huge shout-out to C. Wizzle. A huge shout-out to Kayla Anderson, who filled in as well. Our fearless leader, Jose, hopped in there. Who else am I forgetting, Kyle?
We're short a few people. We got Scott Marsh.
Hopped in there.
Brendan Nunez.
Hopped in there.
Sean Cunningham was here for 2 hours.
I did see that. Sean Cunningham is in studio now.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
What is happening? I turned it on that day. I'm thinking, what is going on? Why Sean Cunningham is in the building? Like this is crazy to me.
He had only ever been to the old building too, so it had been a long time since we'd gotten Sean Cunningham in studio. Well, the list is not even done yet. Whitey filled in for a couple days also.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening while you were gone.
So shout out to everybody that helped out. Baby number 2 is off and running, not crawling quite yet, but she came in about an inch taller than my first kid. She was I think a quarter pound more, something like that, or whatever it is. So basically, what I'm saying is now we got a power hitter. Okay, I don't know if she's going to be faster than number 1, but we got our power hitter now. So we got the 3-4 hitters for Stanford softball. Kyle, everything is going according to plan.
For your Deion Sanders of softball plan.
No, everything, it could not be going any better. And, thanks again to everyone. It was the fastest 3 weeks I've ever been a part of. And who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? So, little break in the action. Like I said, morning show got Keegan Murray. That'll be up tomorrow. It might be up today, and it'll get played tomorrow. Now they are talking to, again, Doug. They are now hoarding Doug Christie now. So that's what's going on. Even though I got Scott Perry, I'm very happy I got Scott Perry. But now they're hoarding Doug Christie. This is what they do. Okay, so they got some great stuff coming up for you guys as well.
Meanwhile, you're sitting there by your lonesome. Henry Turner's gone now. The players are gone.
Shout out Henry. Thank you for joining us for the first hour. That was great stuff. Henry just had to humble brag, tell us that he had a 44-inch vert back in the day. And you ever know it's a flex when someone says, "Go YouTube me." Go YouTube me. That's what's a flex. I'm looking at G-Man right there. G-Man's in the building. So it's great stuff. People seem very excited. And, the word of the day so far has been transparency. Okay? Now, there's only as transparent as you can get. Obviously, there's certain rules. But let's take a second to go back to what Scott Perry was saying when we all knew that he could not answer anything about Jonathan Kuminga. But I asked him anyway.
And don't let Henry Turner give you mess about that.
No, he's going to. I know he's going to. But I already talked about it with my boss, and it's fine. So the conversation, I had to, and I saved it with the motivational quotes after, by the way. But I think the biggest thing that he said was the fact that when you are bringing somebody in, it is not just about the player. It's also about the person. So to me, that tells me that to his core, and this has been something that I was kind of worried about, to be honest, but to his core, the Kings believe to some degree, right, a pretty heavy degree to the tune of Malik and a first rounder, that what has gone down in Golden State, I don't know if hasn't been his fault is the right term, but kind of. Yeah, that's probably the only term you can use, Kyle, that they're not looking at what has happened as a negative, right, or as a bad look. A lot of people saying this is a bad look for Jonathan Kuminga. The Kings don't see it that way. And Scott Perry saying, I understand he is more than just the 22-year-old, 6'8", high flyer. They do not have a problem with what has gone down, which kind of tells us again that people are more so looking at the Warriors thinking, what is your problem?
By the way, since we're on Kuminga watch still, Draymond apparently gave a 3.5-minute answer about Jonathan Kuminga that I haven't gotten to watch, but it's on Anthony Slater's X account if anyone wants to see it. So things seem to be going great at the Warriors media day right now.
We're over here. And the text line is open as well. I haven't said that in a while. By the way, when I called in for that taco competition, I almost forgot the phone number. I had to go double check the phone number, but 916-339-1140. If you have any questions, we've already talked to Malik, already talked to Keon, already talked to Scott Perry. This stuff is all coming up on YouTube. And shout out Anthony, who is getting all this stuff up on YouTube immediately. Everybody, we're like a well-oiled machine right now. That's
the best. Anthony's killing it. All the videos are up.
They're all up right now. So shout out to Anthony as well. But already talked to those guys. Talked to Drew Eubanks. And Drew Eubanks, he said something, and I don't know if you saw this one coming, but Drew Eubanks even said, this is a time in my career 8th year of my career, and offensively, I want to do more, and I want to, I guess, stop deferring, and at some point you have to take the shot. That's what he said. That's a quote. At some point you just have to take the shot. I think what he means by that is when you're coming up and you're backing up, whatever it is, you can still resemble some of the production that that the starter has. You don't have to go in there and just do cardio, right? Drew Eubanks is saying, I got some. This is one thing you don't realize about these NBA players. That's what happened when you talk with a guy like Henry Turner. These dudes, and Keon said it too, these dudes all can score the basketball. They all can do things that it might not seem like it because they're playing the 1% in the universe as far as being good at that sport. But these guys all are skilled in all facets of the game. You have to come up and pick a lane, but it's not as if these guys have no bag whatsoever and can't do anything offensively. That's just not what they're there to do. And Drew Eubanks is saying basically it feels like, hey, I'm to the point now where I can do more offensively for the team, and that's also going to help the team. Me just running around, not ever looking at the basket might make sense in some lineups, but not in all of them. So I thought that was a little eye-opening there, Kyle. I didn't expect that from Drew Eubanks.
Well, and Drew Eubanks is going to have a role on this team that I don't think he's really had in a couple of years, really, at this point. So you're looking at him and Phoenix kind of bouncing in and out of lineups. Last year went between Utah and the Clippers, and he mentioned briefly like it was a tough year last year for him and his career. So now he's going to land in Sacramento. He's going to have an opportunity to play a role in the rotation right away. So I think this is going to be a breath of fresh air of some sorts for Drew Eubanks. And he talked glowingly about his time in Portland, too, which was statistically the best years of his career, and it's really not even close. So hopefully he gets a version of that in Sacramento this year.
Yeah, and, he's going to be a guy who, again, right, nobody's going to change the Kings' win total because of, certain role players, but they can do more than you may expect. And when you look at Malik Monk and some of these guys where they had good seasons or certain things worked, certain things didn't, that all is how this is the most optimistic Allen you're ever going to see, right? We are in the building of the Sacramento Kings. Yes, this is optimistic Allen all day. And if you do kind of break down what Vegas isn't accounting for, that's how you show up, right? The same way Vegas isn't accounting for injuries or Vegas isn't accounting for dudes forgetting how to shoot the basketball. They're not accounting for some of these other names, even Keon Ellis, right? Keon Ellis said, Allen, I was a big offensive guy before I got to the league. And I think that's fairly common knowledge. But, can he take another step as far as playmaking? Dennis Schroeder coming off the Eurobasket MVP. These are the types of things that I'm sitting here right now, and if you're on your way to Reno or to Vegas, anything like that, just 34 and a half. I don't know, maybe because I'm in the building and the purple lenses are on. 34 and a half seems insane.
Oh,
it seems insane.
That's crazy because right before you left for your break, you were like 34, 35. I don't know if they're going to hit it. And now all of a sudden it's insane. It's insane that they've gotten to that point.
Wait. Who said that?
Yeah, you said that.
I said
after the schedule came out, you were like 35. I don't know.
No, I thought you said earlier. Yeah. So, okay, but here's the thing. I'm in the building now. We're going to be back in the studio tomorrow. I'm going to look at the first 20 games for the Kings, and then we'll see what happens. But as of right now, 34, 35,
I'm 40?
I'm going over. You cannot tell me. You got Keon. You got a motivated Malik Monk who's handling everything very well. Oh, that's one other thing, Kyle. Malik Monk saying that a GM has never pulled him in to have a conversation and say, hey, you're going to be in these trade talks. And we were not sure how that went down. And that goes to show Scott Perry, why when someone's a people person and when someone knows a lot of people and a lot of people like you, there's normally a reason, right? And that right there was the most pure example of that reason. If you're just now joining us, we talked to Malik about being in trade talks, and Malik said when everything initially went down, number one, he talked to his agent. Number two, he spoke with Scott Perry, and he said that was the first time a GM had kind of alerted him that, hey, you might be in some of these talks. And he said, and he literally gave a shout out to Scott Perry and just said, I just want to thank him for doing that, and the professionalism that he brought with that. So that was a huge thing to me, Kyle.
Oh, breaking news, Allen Stiles over here. You broke the Malik Monk news. You asked the hard questions, and you got the answers. That he said, like, right as the trade window opened, which I'm guessing he's talking about June 30th, that, if I remember correctly, it's not a direct quote, but basically said his agent told him around June 30th when the window opened, if a trade's going to happen, it's going to happen today. Right. And if not, then it's not going to happen, which is interesting because how long have we dragged out this Kuminga saga from?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What was
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, that is like, if it's not going to happen June 30th, it's not going to happen, and his agent was correct, even though people were trying to tell us that Kuminga would be a king by July 4th, but either way.
Well, Kyle's my first day back, all right? My first day back.
I'm just saying, like, that his agent was spot on with the process. Like, if Kuminga's going to drag this thing out, they're going to drag it all the way out, and that seems to be exactly what Malik told us in his interview earlier where Mr. Stiles broke a little news.
Yeah, and look, man, that's what it's all about. And look, thank you for forming it that way, Kyle, but also Malik Monk is probably one of the best interviewers that you can have. From somebody from my perspective, the more open, the better, the more comfortable, the better. So I'll take the credit, but most of it is just Malik being, again, there's one person that's always been transparent, and that has been Malik Monk, right? So there it is.
You were phrasing the question like, hey, what's kind of been different this summer versus last summer's and rumors? And he was like, oh, the fact I might have gotten traded was definitely the weirdest part.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great stuff from Malik Monk. Little break in the action here. I'm trying to see who might pop back up, but Chris's Watkins is kind of part of this Soul Train line that is letting me know when somebody is coming. So when somebody is coming up, and nobody in the Soul Train line is reaching out to me quite yet. So in the meantime, Kyle, real quick, in the meantime, Bob Melvin, we'll see you, huh?
Yeah. I was pretty surprised. Also, just on Kuminga watch, apparently Steve Kerr and Mike Dunleavy are not talking today, so not going great in Golden State right now.
See? And who did we have on this show? We had Scott Perry on this show, okay? The morning show is talking to Doug Christie right now. Yeah. See, so there's levels to this, and this is what I keep trying to tell people.
They're saying this has never happened before, a coach and a general manager not talking at media day. Never happened.
Wow. That is incredible. What a disaster.
Yes, but bigger disaster is those San Francisco Giants, huh? Getting rid of Bob Melvin.
Yeah, and Bruce Bochy, his contract is up. Can we do, here's some homework, Kyle, a segment on getting that old thing back. Can we do a whole segment on running it back and when running it back has worked and not worked? Because as one of the only Giants-Raiders people in history, the whole situation with John Gruden, that run it back did not work out at all. So, and help me on the text line at 916-339-1140 and the SAC chat as well. Give me an example of a getting that old thing back. Give me an example of a running it back that worked. Because, look, as much as I love Bruce Bochy and I thank him for the parades, I'm kind of worried that the second time around, when you break up with an ex, right, it's good for – and same thing with the Raiders. It was good for the first, 3-4 games. Then you remember why you broke up to begin with. So I don't know. On the other side, we have plenty to break down on the Kuminga watch situation. We may be getting some more we're definitely getting some more players. I'm just saying when we get back. So don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. If you're wondering whether or not you can afford a Mercedes-Benz car, I'm here to tell you you can. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has affordable vehicles which fit nearly any budget. And right now, they're running special deals, including low rates on select new vehicles and leases, including, get this, complimentary 3-year prepaid maintenance on select models. You can't beat that. And they also have you covered with customer cash on their eSprinter vans. And if you're a business owner, you gotta listen to this. You may qualify for thousands of dollars in tax deductions. So go see my good friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They are family owned and they offer fast and reliable sales and service. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is just a short drive right off I-5 or anytime online at mbfstockton.com. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since '81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price, and usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company, American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Now's the time to get into that Ram 1500. It's a drive and fall event at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where they offer the lowest prices in town. They have the biggest and best selection and unmatched customer service. And right now, 0% financing. 0% financing for 72 months on the new 2025 Ram 1500. There's a reason why people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. Centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course and online at sacksuperstore.com. Financing and approved credit Ram at $1389 for $10,000 borrowed.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
We are back. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. And, yeah, basically how it's been working is essentially they're coming out in sets, right? So that first 4, I think it was Drew Eubanks, Keon, Malik, and Keegan. That was the first 4. So now we are awaiting the second 4 to come out. And if this math is correct, Kyle, that means that unless they come out soon, it might be looking like our 1 o'clock hour could be pretty action-packed here. So I don't know. Maybe, people like to do things at the main hours, right? So I would say if we don't see anything at 12:30, I would think maybe 1 o'clock. So who knows? Because that's only 4.
My math is mathing. There's going to be 3 groups of 4 and then just one person at the end.
Right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the second group, the first person in the second group, we have Doug McDermott. Going to see if Doug sits down with us or not. So Doug McDermott is the first to pop out from this second grouping.
Taste me how to Doug. Taste
That's right.
me how to Doug.
And Doug is going to sit down with us. You're right here, Doug. Saying what's up to G-Man. We are joined by shooter Doug McDermott. And Doug, you are live here on the Allen Stiles Show on Sacktown Sports. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's always good to be on with you guys.
So let's start here, Doug. You joined the team last season, and you end up coming back this season. Were you obviously you were excited to come back? Were you surprised at all that you ended up doing another go here in Sacramento? How did that all unfold? Did you know you wanted to come back and play another year out here in Sacramento?
Yeah, no, it was a priority for me to come back if they wanted me, and I was really excited when I got the call saying I was coming back. I go back with Scott Perry from New York days. I was with the Knicks for a season with him. So just to have that relationship with him already and know what he's looking for was huge. And obviously Doug Christie, him taking over, doing a great job for us last year. And, he made it clear to me that he wanted me back. It's always good to, have a guy that's been around the league for a while. And I really look forward to kind of building off of last year, being a mentor, being a good guy in the locker room, and always being ready when my number's called.
Are there certain guys on the team that you have in your mind? Because obviously being the sharpshooter that you are there guys on your team, on the team that you've maybe spoken with that they've said, hey, I want to work on my jump shot, or I want my release to be quicker? Are there any guys on the team that you've kind of said, hey, I got you this season, I'll help you out however you need? Obviously, there's shooting coaches and things like that, but how you can help as well, because that's kind of what you're known for.
Yeah, I mean, not too many guys have asked. You know, I've obviously always tried and help when I can. I don't really like to get in the minds of other players too much, because, you know, I know that everyone has their own shot. But I always try to help if anyone needs it. And you know, I've had conversations with Devin throughout the years, and obviously just being in shooting competitions with all these guys, they like watching the way I do something. I like doing something they're doing, and it's like a collaborative effort, you know. And I'll always be here for advice if guys need it, and I'm sure I will use that this year for sure.
Being with the team last season and everything that went down last season going into this season, I know the cliche of unfinished business gets used way too much, but does it feel like you wanted an opportunity to come back with things maybe more so a clean slate after everything that went down, and say, hey, we do have some talent here. If we can get the pieces put together, we go out and get a Dennis Schroeder. We drafted well. I want to come back because I do think there's something here brewing. We just got to put one or two things together, and we'll be right there.
Yeah, you know, I think that obviously having Doug as a full-time head coach now, obviously with his staff, helps a lot. He'll be able to implement the way he wants to play, and obviously adding Dennis to the mix, having a point guard. Last year didn't seem – there's times where we felt we didn't have many ball handlers out there, so I feel like that's really going to help us this year be more organized, and just the depth we have is crazy. We have so many guards that can really play, and we have a great set of bigs, adding Drew Eubanks and Dario and Maxey. We're loaded. We're deep, and we just got to find a way to come together and win games.
Yeah, when you look at the rest of the West, I think the term that comes up is no days off, right? But for the Kings, it's moving to the other side of it, to where people feel like that when they're facing you as well. You're one of those teams included, and obviously when you look at it from the Kings' perspective, it's who you're facing. But on the opposite side of that, and I think this is something Doug Christie's trying to instill in the team as well, you also want to be looked at as, no, this is not a night off when you come to Sacramento, or when we're visiting wherever we're at. This is not going to be a night off either. How has the culture maybe changed a little bit with Scott Perry coming into the fold, and like you said, with Doug Christie getting to start this thing off as the head honcho?
Yeah, it's a huge difference, and like you said earlier, the West is really tough. We know how deep it is. You know, the East is good too, but we need to do a better job of establishing home court. You know, our record wasn't very good last year, I don't believe, and this is the best crowd you can ask for in the NBA. It's just so passionate, and they're there every single night. Up or down, they're going to stay the whole game. So we need to embrace that. We need them every night, and we need to play our tails off for them every single night in order to have a good year. And it starts with protecting home. And, you know, obviously Doug and Bobby and the guys that have played here, they've really stressed that to us. And I think that's going to help us a lot this year.
You know, you've played in this league for a really long time. And I was talking to Keon about this as well. Does it feel like lately there's been more of an emphasis on players needing to kind of find a lane and find a role? Coming up, maybe everybody wanted to be Paul George and everybody wants to get in their bag. Now it feels like every time I'm on social media, there's somebody else talking about, hey guys, there's one star and the rest of you kind of have a role. I know maybe you more so understood that earlier on, but now it feels like you got your 3-and-D guys, your big man, your star, and that's pretty much it. Does it feel like the league is shifting into more of a specialized league, if you will?
Yeah, you know, there's obviously a ton of superstars. We know who they are. And I think if you're not, you got to be one of those guys that embraces your role. And that's something that I kind of took me a few years to figure out, was you're not the best player on the floor anymore.
Right.
You know, like everyone's the best player on the floor in college, coming out. And you got to quickly realize that, you know, this is a different league. Everyone's good. Everyone's coming from all over the world, and they're just as good as you, if not better. So the quickly you can figure out your role and knowing what you shine at, you got to embrace that. And for me, it became just, you know, more of a specialist, more of an off-ball cutter, and not trying to do too much. And I think that's what's allowed me to be in the league for as long as I have.
Doug McDermott, real quick, Doug, before we get you out of here, you're spending another year in Sacramento, right? You talk so much about the fans. How have you enjoyed Sacramento, the city? Do you have any favorite spots to eat? Any favorite spots? I know Malik is a big golfer now. How have you liked Sacramento as a city?
I love Sac. I truly do. Me and my fiance, we love it here. So many good restaurants.
Yeah.
I play a lot of golf with Malik and Zach, all those guys. I think my favorite spot, if I were to say, I really like East Sac. I love the just kind of the dive bars, mom and pop restaurants. It's hard to say my favorite. I mean, there's just so many good ones, but I've enjoyed every moment of it, and the weather's perfect, and everyone's so friendly.
Doug McDermott, thank you for making some time with us. We're happy to have you back, and we'll have more Teach Me How to Dougie sessions the next time you make 6 threes in a row or whatever it was that one night. Because I talked to you the day after that game, and it was a great time, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Let's make it 7 this year.
Let's do it.
Thanks,
Doug
man.
McDermott, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
When we return, we are keeping the conversation going. Whitey Gleason is in the building. Whitey Gleason is in the building. Why Whitey Gleason is in the building, we're going to find out on the other side. Don't move. We got another batch, and something is being worded to me. I'm holding on here. All right, let's go to a break, and on the other side, we have more from the second batch of the Sacramento Kings when we get back. Allen Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Allen Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Report, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Zach Geloff, out with that dislocated left shoulder, underwent successful surgery in Los Angeles in late September. Should be fully recovered and expected to return in 2026. Left-handed pitcher Sean Newcomb felt left elbow inflammation and unfortunately is out with the rest of the season after feeling tightness in his left elbow following his most recent outing. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Report, brought to you by DTLA Law Group.
Hey, I'm Allen Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay $0 up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Get ready for 2 epic showdowns of Monster Truck Madness at the Stockton Dirt Track, Saturday, October 4th. Feel the roar, the power, and the ground-pounding action. 2 shows, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Do you have what it takes to survive the madness? Get your tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com. Allen Stiles. Watch the show on YouTube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Word on the street is that we may be getting Maxime Reynaud next, part of the second wave, if you will, of Kings players.
The player you wanted most today.
That's right, here at 2025-2026 Media Day for your Sacramento Kings, and it's been a fun one. It's been a fun one so far, and I guess the biggest thing now, Kyle, is, as we were finishing talking to Doug McDermott, is, you know, being a mentor and all that brings. Doug must just really like Sacramento. That's what I took away from that.
Must really like basketball and really like Sacramento, because respectfully, Doug at this point could be playing anywhere in the world right now. I mean, he could be killing it in Spain or Australia or Japan, but he's sticking it out here in Sacramento to be a mentor. And he talked about kind of finding your role and, you know, cutting, shooting, things of those sorts, you know. Doing that as a basketball player and living in Sacramento is what he wants to do with the later stage of his career.
Yeah. And speaking of later stage, it is so funny that you brought that up, because I just realized what happened with Russell Westbrook. Like, what happened there?
Oh, well, we're just waiting for Kuminga.
What happened? What happened?
It's a great question. I mean, we haven't heard anything about it.
Anything.
Did he say no? Maybe. Is this like Ben Simmons' agent fired him? Were you here or were you gone when the Ben Simmons agent fired him because he turned down a Knicks deal?
No. I was still here.
Okay.
I was definitely still here.
You don't think that situation's happening with Westbrook?
Speaking of repping Sacramento, the day before I return, the A's come up with an alternate. So not City Connect, but an alternate jersey. So they've kind of released this thing in a funny way. They had the sweaters that popped up. They posted the sweaters. Comment's still off, but they posted the sweaters, right? Or the crew sweaters, if you will.
The giveaway, you're saying?
I don't. Yeah, is that what it was? I just saw them on social media. I didn't know if it was a giveaway or what.
The green ones that said Sacramento.
Yeah, was that a giveaway?
That was a giveaway on Friday. Which, by the way, 10,500 people showed up for giveaway night.
Oh, that always gets people. That always gets people to the ballpark anywhere, really.
That was the one people wanted. But anyways, yes. So that was the giveaway on Friday. Was the sweater that said Sacramento.
And then they release this video. And the video, first of all, the roundtable, Frankie, Brendan, Chris, somebody just put it in the chat, and I didn't even know what it was. Then I realized that, this is them doing the thing. Like, they actually did the thing, and now they have a video that says, or a jersey that says Sacramento on it. And I don't know what to do with that. I think people are really happy. I've said this the whole time. If the A's were good this season, they would have packed the house. Sacramento or no Sacramento on the jersey, they would have packed the house, okay, if they were good. So this Sacramento thing, I think, will change. Now, conversely, I think the Sacramento thing will change what how much they sell. But if they're bad again, I don't think more people are going to watch bad baseball because there's a jersey they sometimes wear with Sacramento on it.
No,
I don't think so.
I think
this is not the same as calling them the Sacramento A's. This is not the same as that. It's moving in that direction, but it is not the same as that.
No, I think they're just going to make money from it. Like I don't know if you saw that ESPN story that came out last week, but basically there's a booming market of bootleg A's merch, and the A's decided instead of letting other people make the bootleg Sacramento A's merch, why don't we just sell it and make the money? This is purely going to make them more money, which I was confused from the start. Even if you don't want to embrace Sacramento, you could make a few bucks on the way out by just doing a Sacramento jersey, and they probably will.
Yeah. So that is what's happening, and I don't know. I don't know what you saw, Kyle. And obviously, what was that yesterday? So NFL is just all over your timeline anyway. But I don't know. I don't feel like I saw. And 916-339-1140 call line, text line, and Sac Chat. There was a feeling that kind of felt like Sacramentans thought it was maybe just a little bit too late. I'm just going to be honest with you. Now, they'll go out there and buy it because, okay, cool, there's some swag I can buy. But I don't know how many people, from what I saw yesterday, a lot of it was, to your point, Kyle, hey, we know what you're doing, and there's money to be made now, so now you want to be a part of the money. You still don't really mess with Sacramento. I did not see a lot of people, finally they embraced it, which I think I was incorrect on. I thought that if they did it now, that's if they said Sacramento, right, or said the Sacramento A's. But I don't know if I was surprised or not, just the reception to this big release, I think once again, didn't fall flat, but maybe people weren't as juiced as they would have been because they know all the ulterior motives that were also happening.
No, I don't think anyone's opinion is being swayed completely in the other direction because of this, because it is too late, right? It's probably too little, definitely too late at this point. But at the very least, there's going to be more people wearing Sacramento jerseys that say Brent Rooker or say Nick Kurtz.
Exactly.
Which will be cool. They're going to be collector's items years from now, but I've kind of come around to your point. If they're in the playoff chase next year, they're going to sell out every game, and if they're not, nobody's going to show up. That's because they clearly don't care about the community. They haven't shown the interest in the same way that a team would be if this were their permanent home. So I just think if they're good, people will show up because they're going to be a playoff team, and it would be cool to have playoff games in Sacramento.
That's it. And I don't even – I think what it maybe helps is all they have to do is be decent. If they're decent, I think they get to 7 sellouts this season. If they're decent, they could easily get to 20. Easy, right? All they got to do is be decent. They were just bad. I think that making the jersey, it helps a little bit, but it's not the same as saying we are the Sacramento A's. But, hey, they didn't have this to go into the season. They decided to release it. I don't know how often they'll wear it. But ultimately, you have to be good at your job. And last season, the A's were not good at their job.
So to answer your question, allegedly, so they're going to do something called Sacramento Saturdays next year, which I think is funny because it's like you're in Sacramento every day. Why is it a Sacramento Saturday? But the idea is they're going to wear the Sacramento jersey every Saturday and then –
like Orange Friday.
Basically. Yeah, literally, yes. And then – on select other games where they were going to wear the yellow jerseys, it's up to the team to decide if they're going to wear Athletics or Sacramento, which usually they say the starting pitcher usually decides that for the team, which jersey they wear. But anytime they wear the yellow, it's kind of going to be up to the team other than those Saturdays.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't want to wear them. I think it would be kind of – now they have I guess a whole thing where it's like, well, if they didn't wear it enough or they didn't do this or that. So, yeah, I think it's interesting how all that could go.
By the way, a Sacramento jersey that's also going to have a Las Vegas advertisement on the front.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's great stuff. And hold on, Kyle. We're trying to figure out what is going down here.
Got a guest joining us here?
Thought we were going to, but let's get to a quick breather, and we'll get back, all right? All right. We'll be back in a second. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. If you're wondering whether or not you can afford a Mercedes-Benz car, I'm here to tell you you can. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has affordable vehicles which fit nearly any budget. And right now, they're running special deals, including low rates on select new vehicles and leases, including, get this, complimentary 3-year prepaid maintenance on select models. You can't beat that. And they also have you covered with customer cash on their eSprinter vans. And if you're a business owner, you gotta listen to this. You may qualify for thousands of dollars in tax deductions. So go see my good friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They're family owned and they offer fast and reliable sales and service. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is just a short drive right off I-5 or anytime online at mbfstockton.com. And while you're there, tell them Drake sent you.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Now's the time. Don't miss the Drive in the Fall event at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with 0% APR financing for 60 months on the Jeep Grand Cherokee 3-row. The biggest selection, the best prices, and unmatched customer service. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Financing and approved credit. Grand Cherokee $1,401 per $1,000 borrowed.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings Talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
We are back, and it looks like we are going to be getting Isaac Jones here in a second. Right here. We are, how you doing, man? Joined by Isaac Jones. Isaac, you are live here on Sacktown Sports, the Allen Stiles Show. Thank you so much for joining us, man. How you been?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. I've been wonderful, just blessed, and just happy to be here.
Let's start here. So your summer, right? You had summer league, and we talked to you a little bit during summer league. We were having conversations about you and the three-point shooting, right? How has that gone for you? And look, I haven't played basketball a very long time. What are they called? The iron mics, when you get in there and you shoot it and the ball pops back to you?
The shooting machine?
So were you just in a gym all summer with the shooting machine? When you say to yourself, I want to work on something specifically like three-point shooting. I was talking to Doug McDermott. Is there anything with your form you wanted to work on? Did you just think repetition, repetition, repetition? How did that go for you this summer?
It's a little bit of everything, like a lot of reps, like you were saying, but my shot was pretty flat. I just have a naturally flat shot, so if I get it up a little bit, higher chance of going in. But it was more about game speed reps. So like, I would shoot on the gun, but I would do like some running or whatever, get conditioned a little bit, and then staying low and ready and getting game type shots. And I worked on that a lot.
Talking to Isaac Jones, this is actually our first time talking to you since you were named all summer league first team. How was your time in Vegas, and how was that run like? Obviously, you had that huge three in what was a championship game, I believe. So how was that for you, and was it what you had expected? Was it different? How'd that go for you?
It was kind of what I expected. Like, I wanted to go in there and make an impact. I was upset we didn't win it all. That was a tough game, but I think we showed that our whole team was NBA ready, that we could all compete, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Talking to Isaac Jones, we saw and we heard that you were part of a Rico Hines group running and going over to Domantas Sabonis' place in Napa, so a very busy summer for you. Talk to us about Domantas Sabonis as a leader, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially radio shows, media all get caught up in the, hey, well, who's on the court yelling and who's doing this and who's the leader, who's the dog on the team, whatever it is. But when I saw that kind of report and saw what Domantas Sabonis was doing, having some of you guys over, I thought, okay, that's how you kind of lead by example. Talk about the type of leader that Domantas Sabonis has been.
Yeah, no, like you said, he's a dog, like high intensity, and it rubs off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a perfect example of how to play hard and how to work hard. So going out there training with him, we got to see what it's like to be like a real pro, a real all-star and work out, and how he's so consistent and how he's so physically dominant and how he pushes himself every day. So it taught me a lot. Max came out there. I know he learned a lot too. So, yeah, he was whooping on us in ones and stuff. It was crazy. You should have seen him. He's doing stuff I've never seen. But
yeah.
He's a dog.
Talking to Isaac Jones. So the word kind of gets thrown around, I guess, tweener, if you will, or you could just say somebody that can do multiple things, right? For your position where you can be a 4, you can be a 5, what has your focus been trying to kind of determine what best fits your skill set and how you can help the team the most?
My focus has just been like looking at my physical tools. So I got like a 7'3" wingspan. So naturally I should be disruptive defensively. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and I think that's something I focus on a lot. And just me working on my threes is what's going to keep me out there longer offensively. But then me using my tools defensively is what's going to keep me around for a long time.
I remember I was at the All-Star game for All-Star Weekend, specifically the G League one, and it's so funny to see guys like you that have been in the NBA, in the big show, but also spending some time in the G League. Because you just said Domantas Sabonis was killing y'all. You were killing them at that run. They had the different showcases with all the rising stars. How is that difference when you go from G League to NBA? How is that mindset difference, if there is at all, in how you attack offensively and defensively? Then when you get with the big club, okay, I got to kind of do things a little bit in a different way and focus on other areas of my game.
I think in the G League I have a bigger offensive role. Like when I get sent down there, they definitely want me to score and be more aggressive. Up here I have like crazy scorers, Demar, Zach, and all of them. Like, they get paid to score, and I can just compliment them for being athletic, crashing the glass, and passing the ball when they're open, and still finding a way to affect the game without scoring as much.
So this being your second year now, do you still have the bright eyes and the big eyes of, wow, I'm really here? Or does it more so come off to you like, you know what, I'm supposed to be here. This is my second year in the league. Now it's about making sure I stay and solidifying myself in the league?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm in between. Like,
Yeah.
waking up and realizing you're in the NBA is still crazy. Like, seeing Zach walk by is like, bro, like, I watched this dude since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I also have that, like what you're saying, like, I know I'm supposed to be here, and I'm just trying to make sure I stay here now.
Yeah, the last time we spoke, you were telling me about the hot honey wings. That's what you were on. You were eating a lot of the hot honey wings. Lately, Sacramento, farm to fork capital of the world. You got any spots that you like? Is there a type of food that you're into right now? What we got going on?
I like Jack's Urban Eats right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay away from the chicken as much. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting older, so I can't eat like I used
This
to.
guy's getting older now. Man, I guess you are technically.
But yeah, Jack's is the spot to go for sure.
Isaac Jones, thank you so much for joining us, man. Let's do it again soon, and can't wait to have some conversations after practice, things like that. We appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Isaac Jones, Hot Honey Jones. Great stuff, as always, from our guy, Isaac Jones. And, look, the number one thing I wanted to kind of nail down there, that time he spent with Domas, and just the idea of having a leader that wants to open not just his arms but open his home to other guys on the team, and make sure that everybody feels comfortable and really take that leadership position. So that's great stuff. And Kyle, I think we've kind of, by the way, I think we've blown up the foursome groups, because I'm looking now. You got Daquan Plowden, okay. You got Dario Saric. We just talked to Isaac Jones. Okay.
Just a free-for-all now?
It's just yeah, I think they said, you know what, everybody just go up.
I saw they were taking photos with Demar.
Yeah, everybody's out here now. So Dylan Cardwell is out here. Just saw Zach LaVine walk by. So now earlier I could give y'all a random guess as to who we were going to get. But we were going to get Dylan Cardwell, and we were up against the break. So then we don't get Dylan Cardwell. Now Dylan had to go somewhere else in the rotation, if you will. So then we ended up getting Isaac Jones, and we love talking to Isaac Jones. So that literally is just anything can happen at this point in time. But did you hear that subtle? And I know this is the NBA, Kyle, but 7'3" wingspan from Isaac Jones. Really, really.
No wonder this guy ended up making it from JUCO to the NBA. I mean, you got a 7'3" wingspan. I mean, they'll find room for you.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I think the idea of Isaac Jones and what he can be in this league, I think that doesn't get talked about enough. You know what I mean? I think some people, and I've joked around before saying, okay, so every Kings player, undrafted, regardless, anything like that doesn't make a difference. They're going to be a dude in this league. And I'm not necessarily saying whether that will be or not, but clearly this is a guy that a lot of people believe can do some things, and at the very least is a body type, if you will, that the Kings just don't have enough of. That four position, like I said, Dario Saric is running around and doing different things. So that's just somebody who I think Isaac Jones understands that he does have an opportunity. If he does his thing, like there's some guys that, hey, I'm going to have to play really, really well in order to get some playing time. And I think that he does as well. But at the same time, he's also a body type that the Kings just don't have a lot of.
Yeah, and there's plenty of opportunity. I mean, we've been talking about it all summer, and now the 3 weeks that you're gone, like the backup four position is open for grabs. I mean, whether it's Maxime, whether it's Isaac Jones, whether it's Dario Saric, presuming they're not going to bring in Kuminga, there is plenty of opportunity for someone to play alongside Keegan. We've even talked about Keegan should be playing the wing position more. So if you can find that role, there's plenty of opportunity. And I'm glad he kind of mentioned the defensive side of it, because he had the great quote that's like, the offense is what's going to keep me in the lineup, but the defense is what's going to keep me in the league for a long time, because so much of it has been, oh, can he shoot corner threes? Can he shoot corner threes? Can he shoot the three ball on offense? But if you can play great defense from the four position, and he talked about switching 1 through 5 because they're going to try and, just run the pick and roll and get the mismatch. If you can play 1 through 5 on defense, then I think the Kings are going to be in business, at least specifically at him playing that four position.
Yeah, and just to let you know, I got to just be honest with you. There's more hoarding going on from the morning show. Again, I've never spoken to Domantas Sabonis in my life. Never.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not true. I did interview him once, but only once.
Yeah,
Only
well,
once.
when you're Carmichael Dave, all of a sudden you get the nice treatment.
And they got this big camera. It looks like a production from Los Angeles. This is actually upsetting.
I did see Christopher Laud setting that up earlier because while you were talking to Scott Perry, we got the side angle. So we saw Christopher Laud and our boss Jose kind of setting that thing up earlier. It looks kind of crazy.
So that is coming up for everyone. I think it'll air obviously tomorrow.
Yeah, but they didn't break news about Malik Monk like we did.
Hey, Kyle, I'm trying to hold on. Let me see if somebody can help. Apparently the volume is being an issue, and we're live here, so there's just no way for me to, I don't know.
Yeah, Isaac Jones, his mic was a little bit far away, but I think it sounds okay on my end. We can adjust it over there as well too. This is the fun part, people, live radio of being in different locations. So that's the other thing. Me and Alan.
Just 4 people have said more like 40 people have said, can you turn Allen up?
Hey, you're good. You're good.
Okay, is it good now? All right, let us know, people. Okay, let us know. Hot Honey Jones was in the building.
Yeah, you're coming in good now.
Okay.
You're coming in strong. I'm going to move you down a little bit here. But, yeah, Isaac, we just had to move the mic a little closer to his mouth. But I didn't want to tell Isaac on the air, hey, can you move the mic towards your mouth?
No, I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'm not going to do it. Okay, it seems like we're good now. Chris Watkins helped us out and got our volume right. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is just a team effort. This is what I'm talking about. We got the point guard, all right, the Whitey. Whitey is the coach.
Whitey's there.
The coach.
Oh, boy. We've got some
Whitey's
questions
the
for
coach.
Whitey, too, because Dave played an old promo that he did for the station earlier today. And it was something.
Okay. Dave played an old promo of yours? Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to hear that as well. And now let me see who else popped up. So they're done hoarding Domantas Sabonis. Maybe we'll see you next year, Domantas. And yeah, the whole crew is coming up. So you never know. Like I said, we were going to get Dylan Cardwell, and now he's at the social media table. So I think he's gone now.
Maybe someone else is coming in the rotation later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do some process of elimination here.
All right.
Zach LaVine is somewhere. I think the whole team. So Zach is doing a scrum.
Here,
so we might be able to get Zach after.
Let's make it easy. So Sabonis, Keegan, anyone else gone on with the morning show?
With the morning show?
You've seen Sabonis and Keegan.
And Doug, but yeah, not a player.
Sure, Doug Christie. We've already had Keon Ellis, Malik Monk, Doug McDermott, Drew Eubanks, Scott Perry. So we still got some Devin Carters, some Neat Cliffords.
Oh,
some
that's who are. Yeah. Who are we? Okay, Maxime is walking around here.
Yeah, we got the young guys, DeRozan. That's right. No Dennis Schroeder sighting yet.
That's right. No Dennis Schroeder sighting. So yeah, this thing. I mean, this thing is kicking up. I mean, we're only on for 50 more minutes. So we're gonna try to squeeze in whoever is. Draper and Whitey, maybe they're gonna get whoever is in the later. They're probably gonna get. You know what? They're gonna get DeRozan, aren't they?
Maybe. I also kind of forgot that there are 4 groups because of the two-way guys. I forgot the two-way guys are also kind of roaming around here too.
Yeah, the two-way guys they're out in these streets.
Daquan Plowden. We got. You said Cardwell was gonna come on with us, but not anymore. We got all sorts of fun people out here.
Yeah, it's quite the crew. And if you were just now joining us in this 1 o'clock hour, you can rewind on YouTube. You can obviously check it out, Sacktown Sports app. But all of the interviews are up on YouTube because Anthony's doing a great job for us. So great stuff there. Yeah, Doug McDermott. I mean, it's one of those things. He's just really, really self-aware, if you will, and I just think that's how you keep a job for this long. But Doug is there, and I just envision him just always shooting a basketball, and just like the one time a rookie comes up to him, like, hey, Doug, could you show me something? He's just going to be so juiced to just talk to that rookie for an hour about a jump shot. That's what it is.
I mean, that's kind of what Drew Eubanks talked about with Patty Mills, right? Him being that guy for him in San Antonio, and then funny enough, Patty coming back around. They played together in Utah and then got traded together to the Clippers at the back end of last year. So sometimes that guy can be the person who, you know, I don't know if Doug's going to play 7 more years in the league, but for someone like Nick Clifford, then all of a sudden that's a bond that ends up lasting for a good bunch of your career.
Yeah. I mean, it's the person that, you know, kind of shows you the way. And we always joked about Harrison Barnes and, you know, how to you know, put a suit on and pay your taxes. Taxes are coming up, you know, so you always got to keep an eye on that. I really just can't get over, and I said it to Malik, and it just kind of came out as we were just kind of chopping it up, but just how different it is than last season's media day, but not necessarily in a bad way, just even from the players, even from just the vibes, because I don't even know, not to speak ill because he's, you know, in a different city now, but I don't know if Monty McNair sat down with anyone. So to have Scott Perry just kind of sit down and chat with us, and, you know, obviously they got Doug, and we spoke with Mike Brown last season, but just a really different vibe. Feels like, if I'm not tripping, feels like there's less people, just fluff. Like all the people that need to be here are here. You know, it's like less bells and whistles, if you will.
It's much transparency is the word of the day, right?
That's right.
Maybe we're just speaking relative to what it was the past couple of years, but at least there's a vibe that it feels more transparent.
Well, it looks like we're striking out. Now Jason's looking and smirking at me.
Jeez, who'd they steal this time?
Guess.
Is it Zach?
It's Zach.
That's rude.
This is the type of stuff I'm talking. Yeah. This is the type of stuff
I mean, who needs Zach when I see Whitey Gleason on our camera right now?
Yeah, Whitey, you want to put the headset on? Work for free? You want me to? Come on, Whitey. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Whitey Gleason, everyone.
Hello.
Well, they got Zach LaVine. We got Whitey Gleason. And now Chris Watkins is laughing at my pain.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think you can hear me, so I'll pass. Seriously.
Hey, can we hear Whitey?
It's very low.
Are you kidding me?
Are
you kidding me?
This is why it was important to have a producer out there. I tried to tell him.
Well, and now we have a DeMar DeRozan sighting. Okay, and speaking of, I think that's a good point, because if we do get somebody, we definitely need that to work. So
it'll work. I just got to do some wizardry back here.
And now Whitey is walking away, and here's Brendan Nunez. Brendan Nunez, everybody.
I mean, we want Zach. Who needs Zach LaVine? We got Brendan.
What is happening here? We were doing so good.
Oh, we're killing it today. We're breaking news over here. We got Keon Ellis talking about he was disappointed to not get that contract offer from the Kings, and Malik Monk saying that around June 30th, he was told by his agent that if a trade is going to happen, it's probably going to happen today, and if not, he's going to be sticking around. You know, Scott Perry reached out to him and said, hey, if a trade goes down, I'll let you know. We had a lot go on today.
And we are about to be joined right now by Daquan Plowden. Go ahead and take a seat right here, Daquan. We're going to make sure that your mic is off and running. Oh, you're good to go. Boom. All righty. Joined by Daquan Plowden. Daquan, how you doing, man?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. I see you got this is one of the type of stuff I'm talking about. You got these Kobe's on. See, I'm on the – do you have to do the sneaker app? Because when you're in the league, you don't even do the sneaker app. Huh?
I still do the sneaker app.
Okay, well, you got better luck than me, because I seen them. I got the L, not this time, but you looking good, man. Look, real quick, I was talking to I ran into your agent at Summer League,
yeah,
right? And I was starting to do some homework on you. So you're from Philly?
I am.
Okay, so Eagles or
Eagles,
okay?
I'm
just saying. So back in my day, a very long time ago, I went to Temple University,
right,
out in Philly. So shout out North Philly.
Shout out North Philly.
Okay, I just had to say it. I'm like, oh, my guy is from Philly. Okay, we got to go in here. So, how do you think growing up in Philadelphia kind of shaped you as a basketball player?
I think it really just helped me learn how to adapt to any situation that's presented in front of me. You know, I feel like as a Philly hooper, we all come with that toughness. We all come with that, you know, that will to win.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it just really helped me figure out all the other intangibles to try to, you know, what else comes with winning.
Right.
What else comes with success. So I really feel like that big adaptation just really helped me.
The summer was a fun one. I was out there, like I said, out Summer League. Almost got it done, but it was a great run for the Kings out there at Summer League. How did you enjoy your time in Vegas, and what did you learn about yourself and your teammates?
It was amazing, man. I definitely can't complain. I had a great opportunity. We all had a great opportunity as we were there. We came up a little short, but it just showed us our grit, you know.
Yeah.
Any team that's going to go out there, they're going to fight. And we continue to fight. We continue to show teams that, it might not be pretty, but we're going to figure out how to win at the end of the day. So
yeah,
I think it just really went to show how much grit we had and how together we were in that short span of time that we were together.
Yeah, talking to Daquan Plowden. So, Daquan, if you were to, for anybody driving right now, listening, or maybe watching on YouTube, if you were to describe yourself as a player to that person that maybe watched a little bit of you in Summer League but wants to know more about you, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Yeah, man, definitely unselfish. You know, I'm willing to go out there and do all the dirty work.
Yeah.
But also, I could do all the dirty work on the defensive end. I feel like I'm a two-way player. As much as I'll lock up, I'll also give you a bucket. So
yeah,
definitely that.
Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of the players about, feels like this new wave has been finding your role, right? You got your stars, you got big men, and then you have guys that need to find a role, 3 and D, whatever the case is. How do you feel you fit into one of those roles, and what role would it be?
Yeah, I think, with my current position, I think I do fit into that 3 and D role. Coming in, bringing a lot of energy, and just whatever the team needs when, on any given night. I think that's kind of the role that I kind of came into. And, like we see, as teams make their run in the playoffs and everything like that, everybody understands that what their role is and, how much of an impact they are to the team. So
yeah.
I think I definitely fit that 3 and D role.
Doug Christie, when you talk about the defensive side of things, that's always been his calling card. Have you learned anything? And I know we're just starting to get things underway here, but have you learned anything from Doug and from the coaching staff, not just how you can improve for your individual defense, but just helping as far as team defense as well?
Yeah, I think overall when he first came in, he set the standard immediately. We're going to be a defensive team that goes out there and we're gonna win the defensive fight on any given night. So
yeah,
I think him coming in and letting everybody know, like, hey, this is what to expect.
Right.
Like, already puts in our minds, like, okay, like, we're gonna have to really be dialed in here. We got amazing scorers in our team. Malik, Doug, Zach. We got amazing scorers on our team.
Right.
So like with that defensive piece, like he really came in and was like, hey, listen, like, we're going to tighten up here this year,
right,
and we're going to be on point.
So, obviously, we said you're from Philly. Now you're out here, Sacramento. You like Sacramento? Do you like Sacramento? I know the weather's different.
It's calm, bro. It's calm. I'm adapted.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? It's so funny because Kyle Draper, who does our play-by-play, he's from Philly as well. There's a spot in downtown Sacramento that does do cheesesteaks. I have not had it yet, but I've been meaning to get out there. I've been out here for about 3 years now, but I've been meaning to get out there. Have you found a spot?
I haven't.
Okay,
I'm
going to do some I'm going to do some research and try to help you out. But before we get you out of here, what is your spot in Philly, or where is your spot? And there's only one right answer, and I know you're the Philly guy, but I got some skin in the game too.
I don't think it's one right answer, man. I think so me personally. Where I'm from, I just go to my corner store and they make it exactly how I like it.
Which is?
I do salt, pepper, ketchup, mayo, pickles.
On the cheesesteak?
On the cheesesteak. You got to try it. Before you knock it, you got to try it.
Okay.
But,
all right.
You know, everybody like theirs a little different.
Right.
But, you know, I go to my corner stores. They hook me up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say Max's and such. You know, I've been to Max's. Max's is pretty good. A sleeper, Delisandro's.
Okay.
Delisandro's.
Yeah.
So that's a good one as well.
I know they got the chicken cheesesteak that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Man, I was waiting for you to say my spot is Ishkabibbles. That's where I'm always gonna go. That's where I'm always gonna go.
Everybody like them some Ishkabibble.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, look, I really enjoy watching you play. Your three-point shot is always on point. We're really excited to have you out here in Sacramento. We know it's going to be a great year for you. Keep that 3-and-D. Keep it all up. And if you get any more luck on the sneaker app, please, you know who to call. You know who to call. Daquan Plowden, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great stuff from Daquan Plowden as we timed that perfectly. We were right at a break anyway. All right, on the other side, 30 more minutes with you. You never know who's going to show up. It's the 2025-2026 Media Day. Don't move. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all. Model year-end savings are going on now. Drive away in your favorite Honda. It's savings you just can't say no to. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study, recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
It's Laramie the Golden Retriever with Vince Bloom the big guy.
The weather's getting cooler, but at Folsom Lake Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the deals are hotter than ever.
How do you mean, Vince?
It's the Drive Into Fall event, and prices are falling like leaves on every Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram in stock. Listen.
During the Drive Into Fall event at Folsom Lake Dodge, save over $6,500 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport. That's over 17% off.
And I've got 5 at this hot deal.
Or rustle up over $10,000 off a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Over 19% off.
The Drive Into Fall at Folsom Lake Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Even Laramie knows now is the time for a deal. Right, Laramie?
At Folsom Lake Dodge.
In the Folsom Auto Mall and online at FolsomLakeDodge.com.
Wrangler includes $44.85 dealer discount plus $2,000 in national retail bonus cash. VIN SE 658348. Grand Cherokee includes $45.25 dealer discount plus $5,500 in national retail loyalty and select inventory bonus cash. VINs S 8667701, 629-387, 669458. See dealer for details. Expires 9/30/25.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
on Sacktown Sports.
We are back, and we are about to be joined by the one, the only Demar DeRozan. What's up, Demar? I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
How was your summer?
Summer was good. It's always fast, but it was good. It was good, yeah.
Now that you've been out here in Sacramento for a little bit of time, was Sacramento or is Sacramento as a city what you expected it to be? Any different? I know you had obviously traveled there, right, to play the Kings. But as far as living, was it what you expected? A little different in any way, shape, or form?
I think that really realizing, the diehard fan base was amazing for me. You kind of noticed it last couple of years before I came. How intense they were. But, being part of it, that was the most surprising thing, how intense the fans were.
Yeah, talking to DeMar DeRozan. So I was talking to Malik Monk earlier and just how this media – a couple things have changed from this media day to last media day, and we spoke to you, or you had your exit presser. And after the last game, actually, it seemed like you were in real deep thought just about your career and everything that you've kind of been through up to this moment. Going into this season, what are you excited about as far as, I guess, some of the differences or just the clean slate, if you will, going into this season?
You said it. I'm more excited just for the clean slate. Us being able to know the things that work when Doug took over last thing and the things that didn't work, what we could add, how we could get better at things. And now just having a solid foundation of Doug's vision of how he wants us to be. I think I'm more excited for that, building off that, training camp, preseason, being able to clean up all the things we didn't get a chance to last year. We didn't have much practice time to change a whole different, oversight of a coach vision. And having a trade middle of the season. It was just so much that was going on, and it's always difficult to maneuver through that, in this league. So having a clean slate is something I'm definitely excited about.
I've watched a couple of your interviews where you talked about your time with Zach LaVine and having Lonzo out there in Chicago. Adding a guy like Dennis Schroeder to the mix, how do you think that's going to help the team, and still having playmakers like Malik and others, and you can handle the ball, Zach can handle the ball, but specifically with Dennis Schroeder, there was so much talked about this season, honestly the end of last season, about the point guard position. How do you think Dennis Schroeder is going to help the team in areas where maybe after that trade things got a little out of whack?
Dennis has been one of the most competitive guards in our league. Back when he played for the Hawks, and everywhere he went, he's impacted the team in a positive way with his toughness, his competitive level, his IQ of the game, his ability to win big games. He don't shy away from big moments, big shots. Played with some of the greatest players in his game. Even seeing him lead his country to a medal, him getting MVP. That speaks volumes of what type of player and point guard he is that, we are inheriting, into our brotherhood to start this journey, and that says a lot.
How much time? I saw a couple videos of you working out, and I know the young guys were doing the Rico Hines run. How much time did you spend with the team or players from the team working out, playing pickup, anything like that?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot more than people probably would expect. We was together, got a chance to play. Over the last couple of weeks, being here and Sac, being here with guys working out in the gym. So we definitely spent some time together for sure.
Yeah. Talking to Demar DeRozan. Demar, I've been asking a lot of the players about this. It feels like lately there has been, I guess, more of a focus on, hey, you guys got to find your role. You got to find your lane, right? I saw Draymond's talking about it. I saw Coach Bobby Jackson talking about it, and how everything has been lining up these days, or it seems like the last couple years, where it's you got your star, you got maybe your big man, and everybody else, we want that kind of 3-and-D or find whatever your role is. Does it feel like the league is moving into more of a specialized type of league at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a league. Since I've been in the league, it changed over so many different times. And the ones that could adapt and adjust to it in real time are the successful ones.
Yeah.
And whatever is called for, whatever we could address and kind of establish right away and get guys to buy into what we think will be successful, those are the teams that win games.
Yeah.
And so that's just part of the league. Another 5 years, pretty sure is going to be another shift of dynamic that come about that teams and organizations are going to have to, kind of figure out. So, it is what it is when it comes to the game, but that's the beauty of it. The ones that can adjust to it quicker is the ones that become successful.
Yeah, talking to DeMar DeRozan. Now, I know there's way too many outlets these days where they got lists for everything, they got rankings for everything, and you can go ahead and ignore that. I probably would do the same thing if I were you. I personally cannot, because I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings 4 hours a day. Do you feel like, based on what you maybe have seen, do you feel like as a group, because the West is so loaded, do you feel like this group of Kings players is maybe a little underrated?
For me, I look at all these guys like we got more than enough to do with whatever it is we need to do. You look at a team like Indiana. You picked Indiana to go to finals last year?
I did not have them.
Nobody probably did. But it's the ones that believe and put in the work and understand and come together as a team that make things happen. And that's a percentage of it. Then you got to have a percentage of, luck when it comes to health. So much stuff throughout a NBA season that could happen, that could change, that could shift the dynamic of our league. And the ones that be completely ready and be the most consistent in the long run is the ones that make it. So with the list, it's all we live in an opinionated world,
right?
Where just because somebody put their opinion out there don't make it right,
right?
And you can't be the one who get lost in it. You just got to, if anything, use it as motivation. And for me, I hate them, but I also use it as motivation because it's needed, you know. But it's all BS to me. So.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. Scott Perry, he takes over as the GM, like we said, part of a lot of wholesale changes that happened after this season. Have you gotten to talk to, I'm sure you talked to Scott a little bit, maybe more than a little bit. What are your feelings on what Scott's vision is and what Doug's vision is and how all that aligns with what you're trying to do?
Yeah, they was black and white with their vision, their view, their understanding what they want to be, what they want us to be every single day. And can't do nothing but respect it because it's from a standpoint of we all want to win, and this is what it takes to win. So if everybody want to do whatever it takes to win, these are things that we got to follow, and everybody's on board, you know. And that's the beauty of just having everybody on one page. You know, like I said, we went through so much stuff last year where it was so many pages being flipped to.
Right.
Now we understand this is the page right here. We all get on this. This is what it is, and let's go. Let's go to work.
Talking to DeMar DeRozan. DeMar, before we get you out of here, I know on you had a YouTube series, Dinners with DeMar, okay? And I'm a big foodie too. Have you found any good spots out in Sacramento that's, hey, Allen, when I need something, this is where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm at hopefully in the next week or two. I'm gonna have a couple spots because I'm gonna start back shooting a couple episodes. And I'm gonna start doing restaurants in Sac. So
look, man, you need a running buddy. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good with you.
All right.
Okay, keep that in mind. DeMar DeRozan, thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. Good luck this season and moving forward in your career. We really love having you out here in Sacramento.
Man, appreciate you. Thank you.
Great stuff from DeMar DeRozan. So, look, I got a side gig now. Y'all heard, I got a side gig now. DeMar DeRozan, he's bringing Dinners with DeMar back, especially in Sacramento. So that's great stuff. Kyle, did you hear that? Did you catch that one?
Oh, we got it. We got it all right. Look at
there
that.
You go.
The morning show may be stealing all your favorite players, but we got DeMar DeRozan.
Well, there's a story behind that, and you know what? They did the right thing. You know, for once in their life, the morning show did the right thing. And that's where I'll leave it. And I'm sure it was all Jason Ross. That's also what I have to say, not Carmichael Dave. I'll tell you that much. One more segment with you. You never know who's going to show up. So don't move. More Allen Stiles Show. Yes, it was Jason Ross. More Allen Stiles Show coming up.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Balsam Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We are back. 20 more minutes with you, joined by the defensive big man himself, Dylan Cardwell. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Sir, thanks for having me.
So let's start here. Okay, look, I got teams, right, in colleges. I went to Temple University. I was telling Daquan Plowden.
Yep,
but I got some, shout out Philly. But I got some schools that I'm just a fan of for no reason.
Yep.
No connection. I don't even know if I've ever been in Alabama.
Yeah.
But I've always loved Auburn.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to you. So what do you say? Do you just walk around saying War Eagle?
Yeah, that's how you say hey. It's hey.
That's how you say what's
hey,
up.
Goodbye. It's thank you. It's everything. It's
okay.
Universal.
Okay. You enjoyed your time out there?
I loved it. That's why I was there for 5 years.
Man. Hey, I tell people all the time, don't leave.
Yeah.
What's the point? Do not leave.
Most definitely.
So how has it been? You weren't drafted, right? But you're getting this opportunity here with the Kings. How has the transition been from March Madness, right? Kind of a whirlwind. You go from March Madness, the draft happens, you're working with your agent. Hey, Sacramento's interested. You go from Alabama now out here to Sacramento. How have the last couple months been for you?
Man, outside of the gas prices, it's been real fun. I've been having a blast, man. But, in Alabama, I get a full tank for $30. That's not even half a tank here. So.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you'll get used to it. Actually, probably not. But
No. Being from Georgia, I don't think we have the 2 lowest, gas prices in the world. I can talk all day about gas prices.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, it's been a blast. I've been having fun. I'm a quiet guy as far as off the court stuff. I don't do too much. I'm married and settled down, and so I just love Sacramento. It's really a lot to do as far as go hiking. I went to Yosemite 3 weeks ago. Went to Lake Tahoe last week, and so it's a very beautiful state. I love NorCal, and like I said, everything great. Everything about NorCal is amazing.
Right.
That gas price. We gotta let it. We gotta.
Yeah, you get a bike. You can get a bike or something.
I'm too far for a bike.
Something like that. Talking to Dylan Cardwell. So how have you been kind of connecting with the younger players on this team? And I saw there was some Rico Hines runs going on over the summer as well. How have you been kind of connecting to this team, and how do you think your game is going to translate to this next level?
Yeah, most def. You know, first and foremost, I think I just bring a lot of physicality and toughness to a group, and I'm trying to be the defensive anchor. Whatever team I'm on, whether it be the Stockton Kings or the Sacramento Kings,
right?
Wherever my opportunity is at, I know it's going to be the same as far as just anchoring the defense, talking, being physical, and just letting other teams know, like, hey, it's going to be a fight every day. As far as connecting with the younger group, I mean, we have a great group of guys. Max, my boy Neek, Zay, and DP, IJ, the list goes on, Keegan, Devin. We've just been playing pickup a lot, and we've been working out a lot. We've been here, like, not reluctantly, but luckily we're in the same group everywhere we go. We eat together, we live together. It's like college all over again with the young guys and stuff. It's been real fun, and it's easy to connect with these guys.
Yeah, and for somebody like you, you know, someone who is so good on the defensive end already, you get signed to a team that has Doug Christie, who's known for his defense. Was that something that you felt like made it an even better fit to be in Sacramento?
Yeah, most definitely, like a match made in heaven for sure. And like I said, I'm not a big city guy at all, so that was another thing where I just want to go to where I can focus. But and then coming here and just seeing that they pride themselves on defense is something that's like, wow, it's like right down my I guess aisle, right down my lane. I don't know, but it's
right down your alley.
Yeah, well, there we go. I don't be using that word.
It's been a long day, I'm sure.
But I mean, it's like a match made in heaven for sure. And we talk about defense every single day. Yeah, and I talk about defense every single day, and it's going to be a different adjustment as far as just the rules and the schemes and the difference from college. The biggest thing for me in summer league was the difference in the 3 seconds. Like, I didn't get a defense 3 seconds, but because I was thinking about a defense 3 seconds, it had me out of position a lot, and that's going to be my bigger adjustment coming into the league. Other than that, as far as, you know, guarding the perimeter, that's something I do pretty well in college, and I'm excited to do here. And just rotating and tracking the ball, it's been real fun. But the defense 3 seconds is something that I need to continue just to work on.
Obviously, a lot of people saw and found out when you got signed to the Kings, but for anybody driving in their car right now or watching us on YouTube, wherever it may be, if you were to describe yourself as a player to that Sacramento Kings fan, how would you describe yourself?
A lot of energy, a lot of dunks, a lot of blocks, a lot of fun.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Whole lot of.
That's what it is. Speaking of, a little birdie told me you kind of big into music.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so tell me what that means. Are you making music? Do you just listen to a lot of music?
I listen to a lot of music. I love everything but country. Like anything but country. Like,
but this country, country these days, it sounds a little different. They got boom and claps, and they got a lot of different stuff.
Terrible.
I'm just saying.
Everyone was like, "Oh, you go to Auburn, it's gonna be different." I spent 5 years hating country music. So I mean. The South didn't change me. I'm from the South. I still hate country music. No offense to any country music listeners out there.
Yeah.
But I love everything but country. I can listen to electric guitar. I can listen to R&B. I can listen to anything. Rock music.
Yeah.
Not country.
What's currently on your – obviously the season hasn't started yet, but if you were going to make your pregame playlist right now, give me about 2-3 songs.
What's funny is I don't even listen to music anymore for pregame. I like to just listen to my car.
Okay.
But in college, it was "The Girl Is Mine" by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
It was golly, ooh, that's a good question. It was "The Girl Is Mine" by Michael Jackson. It was Somebody's Sleeping in My Bed by Drew Hill.
How old were you when these songs? I mean, the Michael Jackson one, neither of us were there yet, but.
And then Drew Hill. Golly, what's the last one? It's by Kim.
Lil Kim?
No, K-E-M.
Oh.
Golly, I'm missing.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, look, we're really excited to have you out here in Sacramento, man. War Eagle.
Yes, sir, War Eagle.
All right, and we really appreciate you taking the time. I know defensively you are going to turn some heads, whether you're in Stockton, whether you're in Sacramento. We're really excited to watch. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes, sir. Beam Man signing off.
There you go. Dylan Cardwell, everyone. Shout out to Dylan Cardwell for taking that time. And like we said, you never know. Oh, and we see, I don't know. Oh, Chris is already shaking his head. No. Hold on now. I spy with my little eye a Eurobasket MVP. And it looks like he's going to be interviewed by me. He's talking to Mark Jones. Chris says, actually, I'll plug them because why not? Seems like the Drive guys. Yeah. Dave is trying to organize something, but it seems like based on the timing, the drive guys will probably have Dennis Schroeder. Okay, so you don't want to miss the drive guys. They're coming up here at 2, and it has been quite the show. Kyle, thank you. I know you were running around and the mics were going up and down, but I appreciate it, Kyle.
You're welcome. What a day it's been. This is like first day of school, right? Every year. This has been a fun first day of school.
That's right. That's right. Like I said, the word that has been kind of taken over for me today, the theme has been transparency. That has been the theme, because everyone's been really open about, and I think that does go back to what I asked a lot of the players. I don't know why. I don't know why it's always about, the Paul George model, but now there's no more facade of maybe I could be a dude. And this kind of ties into the Kuminga stuff. Maybe I could be a dude, or maybe I could. No, you are what you are, right? You're either going to figure it out in about 2-3 years, or you need to find a role, or you should already have a role. And if you evolve from larger than that role, that could be the other side of things. But it just seems like everybody is so clear on things. It's like a person that's a home run hitter, or a person that's not a home run hitter trying to walk around and pretend as if they're a home run hitter. There's just none of that going on, right? You had Doug McDermott, I'm excited to be a mentor. You had Keon talking about 3-and-D. You had Daquan Plowden talking about 3-and-D. All the guys that we talked to, Malik says, I still want to be a starter, but I'll do whatever I need for the team. And all this stuff is up on YouTube and on the Sacktown Sports app, by the way, if you've been running around and having to miss it. So, yeah, it was quite the day for the return. And I'm telling you what, I saw this camera that the morning show had, and it made me very upset. This stuff that they're about to drop on YouTube, and obviously they're going to air it tomorrow. This stuff has been it's going to look really good. And there's Sean Cunningham. So Sean Cunningham is just walking around, and Sean Cunningham, he was in the studio when I wasn't there, and now he want to be in the studio. So I got to track down Sean Cunningham later as Whitey Gleason is getting ready. He's got his.
Here's Sean Cunningham.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know.
I'm just staring at him, just trying to make eye contact. And the whole crew is here. It's been quite the show. Kyle, from your. No, I'm just. Whitey asked me, do you need somebody? No, I'm just actually.
Just have Whitey sit down in the chair.
No. I want Sean Cunningham.
Jesus, Allen. You want 3 minutes of Sean Cunningham here?
Because it's 3 more than I would have gotten. All right. Kyle, who was your favorite interview today? I know it was probably harder for you to fully pay attention because you were working in the back. But.
Yeah, a lot of moving and shaking going on. I really love Drew Eubanks. I know he's not the superstar player of the team. Like, Malik gave us the moment talking about the trade rumors and everything else, but just really enjoyed getting to hear from Drew Eubanks. We asked great questions of him, talking about his mentorship in the league going into year 8. His time in Portland, and he even talked about how tough last year was for him. I felt like we got really candid answers from a player who most Sacramento Kings fans probably didn't have on their radar until literally the day that they signed him. We did God knows how many season previews and free agency previews and never once mentioned Drew Eubanks.
Yeah.
So it was just great to hear from him. Really enjoyed getting to talk to him. And then the return of our guy, Hot Honey Jones. Love him. Hope we can get him on more because he's always so fun.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with the kind of new guys is just how quickly they, feel at home in Sacramento. I think everybody does a great job. If you do see these players out, I think everybody's very respectful. We didn't even get to talk about the Ryder Cup. Speaking of disrespectful, the crazy stuff coming from the Ryder Cup. Just a crazy day in sports. And, obviously today was media day, hyper-focus on the Kings. But Kyle and I still have plenty to discuss throughout the rest of the week because a lot has happened. All right. So Whitey Gleason is Whitey, you want to join us?
Sure.
Whitey is going to join us. Now Kyle's saying we have a minute. That math isn't right, Kyle. Now, White. This is the second time now Whitey has pump
Tell
faked
Whitey
it.
to put his butt in that chair.
No, it's too late because you said 1 minute. So no Whitey Gleason, at least not today. Crosstalk, double crosstalk will return tomorrow. Your boy is back in the building. Kyle, thanks again. Great stuff. Thanks to the morning show for them being so kind to us. Thanks to Jose for the organizing. King's PR, great job as always. Anthony, like I said, cutting everything for YouTube. Brendan, Frankie, I'm sure you deserve to be thanked for something as well.
And then run down the guest list, man. All the people that.
Oh yes, the whole guest list. Let's see.
We got
Dylan Cardwell. Yeah, Scott Perry, Dylan Cardwell, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, Hot Honey Jones,
Dougie
Drew
McBuckets.
Eubanks, Dougie McBuckets, Daquan Plowden. I think that's it. I got 8.
We had 9 today. Who are we forgetting?
Keon.
Yes.
Keon Ellis. Great stuff.
God
all right.
blessing me with his body.
Thank you. Yes, that was Devin Carter. But thank you, Kyle, once again. Drive Guys coming up next. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, Jay Johnson. Until tomorrow, we back and we back. Secure the bag. Like to be.
Beam Man signing off.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go. Allen Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Report, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Zach Geloff out with